All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, as you know, we already started talking about it, but Kendrick Lamar had a surprise drop, and I remember through all of the countless videos that I have made speaking about Kendrick Lamar and Drake during this whole debacle, and then the fallout afterwards. The last video that I made before the Grammy video, we talked about the Super Bowl bid. And the one thing that I was hoping would happen was Kendrick actually dropping his next project before the Super Bowl so we would have some new material to potentially perform. And for a lot of people, it didn't seem like he was going to get to that point, but I was hopeful and I got my wish. And he did. He did drop something. So this project is called GNX. If you don't know, I mean, you can literally look at the album cover, but Grand National is what it's after. Somebody's one of his favorite cars. Maybe all I wanted was a Grand National, the dude with the, one of the classic vehicles, they still put those in high regard. So that's what it's named after. And we have a total of 12 tracks. Now, before I get into my review on it and the critique, I've seen people saying that they don't think this is the album. Like, this isn't the actual album that everyone is truly waiting for. People seem to think that this is just a mixtape, like a precursor, as you will, to the actual album that they're suspecting will come either during the Super Bowl, right after the Super Bowl, or something along those lines. So people are thinking it's more like a rollout. So what a big rack. So what are we thinking about that for everybody who, I mean, even if you haven't listened to it yet, but are we thinking that, hey, this is just a precursor? This is sort of like, I guess, like what J. Cole drop, might delete later before the fall off actually comes, the album that everyone is actually waiting for. Do we think that there's any validity to that? Or do you think that this is like the project and we're not going to get anything for another at least 2-3 years? Or however else that Kendrick, that Kendrick wants to take before he goes on, hiatus again and becomes a recluse. That feels like a West Coast version of Untitled Unmastered. Okay. I can definitely see how, people would think that because, just getting into my thoughts, like, this album is definitely very West Coast heavy. It has a very, very heavy and intentional West Coast emphasis. And we knew it was going to be like this, especially after hearing the snippet, which is on the album. I will say that. I know people were super like pessimistic about the snippet, which people call it broccoli reincarnated, stargazing. People gave it whatever name that they wanted to. They thought it would be, and Kendrick had done this before, dropped a snippet, and the song didn't come out. So people thought that it was going to be the same situation with this one. I like, nah, I like this. This one feels different, right? This one feels different. I feel like he is going to put this on his next project. And sure enough, we did get it. Track two, as a matter of fact, it's called Squabble Up. Now, there is a song called Reincarnated on here too. And I was like, is that it? When I saw the track list, I'm like, okay, Reincarnated had to be it, right? But Kendrick was like, nah, he's like, I'm gonna just drop it. Like, track two. Like, let's just get it out the way. So it's called Squabble Up. So that's good. We actually did get the tracks, and now people can stop just looping the the lines and make it into a full song, because I've seen people do that. They're like, oh my god, I want this to drop so bad. So in any case, we got it. But yes, this album is heavy on the West Coast sound. We had a lot of West Coast artists, like up and coming artists on this. So I consider it more of the continuation of the pop out, because that's literally what this is, right? Like, this is a continuation of the pop out. Like, it's giving people on the West Coast who you may not know about some shine. And that's what I like, right? Now, I've seen some narratives, because again, the narratives, like, oh man, like, I'm just really just tired of the whole back and forth, right? But I've seen plenty of narratives, and this came even before this album came out, and it came before even the pop out came out, that they said that Kendrick was pandering to everyone who criticized him and said, hey, You don't give West Coast people any love. You're not showing love to people in your city or just in your coast, period. And when Kendrick did the pop out and he brought out, a whole bunch of people that you may not have heard of, they were like, oh, you see, he doing it because, we bullied him to do it. And now people are saying the same thing about this album too, now that it dropped, because again, it has a lot of West Coast artists that you may not have heard of. So again, it's just tired at this point because again, I've talked about this before, and I could literally give the same argument to again who everybody is constantly bringing back up, and that's Drake. I mean, Drake has really not put on too many people who are successful in Toronto, and he doesn't continue to do that. Like, yes, he has people who are in his stable, but it's only a couple of people that we've already noted that have actually seen success. So it's not like Drake does this every day. We know what Drake does. He goes and it's a lot of Atlanta people who he's been a feature on, that have been put on. It's people from these other states, these other areas, these other regions that are not Toronto. He hasn't really seen the same success in his own city as he has in other regions. So again, if we're going to compare, which people are constantly doing, we haven't really seen that type of success. So we can't say that, hey, Kendrick has never put anybody on, when he's literally been put on himself by the OGs. And to be honest, it's not really his responsibility to do it anyways. I don't think anybody really put that on him to put on other folks. Like, he's been in his camp for the longest, and to be honest, which is actually what he talks about briefly on the Hard Part 6, but he was talking about J-Rock getting put on, and he said literally, like, when J-Rock got put on, I feel like I got put on. Like, Kendrick wasn't the first person in TDE to quote unquote see success or get a deal. It was J-Rock. Like, J-Rock and Ab-Soul were like those guys first, and Kendrick happened to find his craft and end up becoming, yes, the biggest star in TDE and find that massive success. But it wasn't Kendrick. Like, Kendrick ended up getting to the point where he was the golden child, where he put the West on his back, but it wasn't like that from the beginning. Like, there was a build up, and Kendrick was not the first in line to, get to that point. There's a whole song called Cop. I know, right? And this, again, like, I don't think that I don't think that anyone who truly listens and follows Kendrick, like, would truly say, with their full chest, that Kendrick had never put on for his town or whatever. But people were specifically talking about other artists, like up and coming artists. They were criticizing Kendrick for not doing that. So that was just where it is. Yeah, UTS Fresh Cut, you know it. So it was another statement. I saw that. I did see that. And yeah, that's on the album. So we'll see what happens with that DJ. So in any case, now we are here. And yeah, let's just go over some of the songs here. So we start off with Whacked Out Murals. And I will say this is one of those tracks that I wouldn't put a lot of replay value on in terms of like bumping in a whip or anything, but it's a hell of an intro. It's a hell of an intro. I mean, it literally sets the tone for the entire album. And I mean, we've already seen this with the party must die, and pretty much the entire diss track anthology, right? Like, Kendrick is at a point where he's like, F everybody. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, I see what you all are saying, but I'm at a point where if you don't like me, or if you don't like the West Coast, it's F you. Like, it's up. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm not playing these industry games. So, it is what it is. If it's up, then it's stuck. Don't come back. Stay over there. And this is the way that I'm rocking. So it's very, very on that tone throughout this entire album. Not just that particular track. But let's take a look at some of the lyrics here, because it was a lot that was said here, and some of the things that people were pointing out were very important. We're very important. What up, Pop Power? What up, Sip? So I mean, literally starts the track was saying yesterday somebody whacked out my mural, the energy making niggas move to Europe. So again, we just got straight to it. Like, and some people were saying that it was the Hispanic community, and I'm like, again, are we trying to start something? Like, I don't know. I didn't research. Actually, let's look. Let me see if there's anything, because Google's our friend. Kendrick. Because this happened actually quite recently. September. I don't know if they said who did it though. But we all know why, somebody did this. But I don't think it said who, or at least not on this one. So I don't think it said. Let me click on another one just to see. But I don't know if anybody caught who did it. But I've seen some thing being rolled around. I'm like, man, y'all trying to start a race war again? Like, I don't know. But yeah. So an evangelist will come. Yeah, it doesn't exactly say. I don't know if anybody caught exactly who did it. But in any case, it's not really the case. Some people feel like some shots to Cole in the first track, so you playing safe or playing both sides. Yeah, I've seen multiple people say that as well. That Cole was catching strays, and like I said, I don't know if that's true, but yeah, I mean, it's literally been like Cole catching strays on both sides during this entire thing, man. So I don't know, but to continue on with like the first verse, he said, "Love and hate is defined without a cure. All this talk is bitch made. It's on my Lord. I kill them all before I let them kill my joy. I done been through it all. What you endure used to be fuck that nigga, but now it's plural. So again, like just getting straight to it. Used to be fuck that nigga, but now it's plural. Like it ain't just him anymore. It's all of y'all who didn't like me or had something to say or had nothing to say. Because that could also be important too. Being silent is also taking a side here. Said fuck everybody that's on my body. My blick first and God got me. I watch a pander with them backhanded compliments, but they head on the Cuban link as a monument. So like I said, he was getting straight to it, man. He was getting straight to it. And then verse 2, riding on my GNX with Nita Baker and the tape deck. It's gonna be a sweet love. Fuck apologies. I want to see y'all geeked up. This was an important lyric that people pointed out. Used to bump the Carter 3. I had my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. So, I mean, clearly he saw what happened. And this particular song here is definitely recent. I don't know how long it took him to make this album, but these lines right here are definitely recent. So yeah, you saw what everybody said. Let's continue on here. Whatever though, call me crazy, everybody questionable, turn me to an Eskimo, I drew the line in decimals. New posted tailor made, I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it. It was only right for me to let it go. They're like, yeah, you ain't gonna beef with Uncle Snoop. Like, he was one of the OGs that said, you the king of the West, like you got it. So again, he's saying directly, like, hey Snoop, like I saw what you did, and I'ma just say that you was high or something, because I couldn't believe that you posted that and you was riding with my ops, like this West Coast. So why did you do that? So he directly addressed it. We all knew that you had to have felt some type of way, but he said it directly. It's funny because let me pull up the tweet, because he actually responded. Snoop actually responded here. Let me pull it up. But people saying that he playing both sides here. He said K-Dot new album GNX fire. It was the edibles. He said it was the edibles. West King. So that's funny. It's funny. He did actually respond to it. So it's like, man, but Snoop, you was on thin ice, buddy. You was on thin ice. You lucky that you have that relationship with Kendrick, because I think if it was anybody else, man, if it was anybody else, you probably would have caught some bars. So he like, bro, you must have been high or something, because ain't no way like you were just liking it because he did AI Snoop. Like, what? Like, that's crazy, right? So in any case, so he addressed that, right? And then he said, won the Super Bowl, and Nas, the only one to congratulate me. So again, he's saying everything, right? It was like, all right, I made the Super Bowl announcement, and Nas was the only one to congratulate me. Like, really? That's how y'all feel? That all these niggas agitated. I'm just glad they showing their faces. So yeah, they showing their true colors. Quite frankly, plenty artists, but they outdated. So he's saying y'all niggas, oh man, old ass flow trying to convince me that you they favorite. This is not for lyricists. I swear it's not the sentiments. Fuck a double entendre. I want y'all to feel this shit. Old soul bitch. I probably built them pyramids. Ducking strays when I rap battled in the Nickersons. That Snoop say playing both sides of Lexus 2. Saying after 2016, I didn't want to be endorsing nobody this year. Oh man, poor Snoop, bro. Like I said, he a legend, but he might be a little lost. He might be a little lost. So that I'm doing what COVID did. They'll never get over it. So like I said, it was a lot of stuff in this particular song, man. Niggas from my city couldn't entertain old boy promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin. I never piece it up. This shit don't sit well with me. Before I take a truce, I take them to hell with me. If their money got in the hands of a crash dummy, could jeopardize my family and burden the ones who love me. Niggas mad because I decided not to pretend. Y'all say politically correct. I'ma do what I did. So it's a lot here, man. A lot here. Okay, fuck your hip hop. I watched the party just die. Niggas cackling about while all of y'all is on trial. Niggas saw that I was antisocial when I stayed inside the house. Y'all better off to have one woman. Everything tricky right now. You niggas live in denial. Therefore had on COVID. COVID. Oh man. Yeah, imagine offering Bitcoin. That's kind of wild, bro. It's kind of wild. So and this one was important too. A fuck anybody empathetic to the other side. I vow. A bitch nigga love bitch niggas that exist with them in style. Exterminate them right now. Make Cat Williams and them proud. I told y'all, man, 2024 is a year of truth. 2024 was the year of truth. Cat Williams popped it off, and rightfully so. He was the spark. It was 100% the spark, bro. Niggas were telling the truth this year. So make Cat Williams and them proud. About to get loud. No juice inside my cup. I sober up and knock them all off. Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Everybody caught on that, and they immediately started adding Andrew Schultz. They immediately started adding Andrew. So they said this bar about you, homeboy. And they added Charlamagne too about that. So they catching it, boy. People are catching it quick, and they letting them know. Rightfully so. I know propaganda work for him, and fuck whoever's that's close to him. The niggas that coon, the niggas that's being groomed, slide on both of them. UVA Captain Cruncher proceeded to pour water on it, pulled over by the law. You rhyme dirty, so you can't argue with him. Then make it to be a star, bear your soul and put your heart up in it. Well, I did. Whack the mirrors out, but it ain't no legends if my legend ends. So I'm telling you, bro. He said call out the coon. So yeah, Kendrick hopping it out the Umar bag. So as you can see, man, like I said, this is a crazy track just to set the tone for this entire album. I'm like, he really just does not care anymore. He like, I'm about to call names. I'm about to say exactly how I feel, because I think Kendrick at this point has his true independence. Now I know he still has that thing with Interscope, and PG Lang is licensed to Interscope, so I get that part. So he's not truly independent, but I think Kendrick is at a point where he feels like he is essentially free, and because I don't think TDE would have ever allowed him to just drop a surprise album on Friday whenever I want to, not at midnight, but in the middle of the day, right? In the middle of the day, to drop an album. So he does at least have that option. I don't think he has anybody in the back truly saying, hey, you can't do this. You gotta drop when we say you can. So and he spoke about that too in other tracks, like I want to be an exec. Like I want to have my independence. I want to do things differently. So like I said, man, first track, like we really went at it. So I was like, okay, well, if you come in like this, pause, then what else are we truly gonna get? It's weird to me because even with TDF, I feel like they supported him. That they did because like they're still a family. Like he mentions them all the time, but I do think that, with Punch, I think that there was again some more like stuff to it. I think Kendrick was probably one of those that did, get his almost full freedom to do whatever he wants, but it also could have been Interscope in the back of, Punch or whatever, telling them what to do too. So like I said, it may not have been just TDE's saying on everything, but like I said, Kendrick may, he's the golden child, so he was the one that, whenever they're dropping something, they're gonna make it a big deal. But SZA has visibly, talked about her frustrations with TDE. Absol has talked about his frustration with TDE. I haven't seen Schoolboy Q so much, but I think he may have, tweeted a couple times as well. But those two specifically have, talked about their frustrations with TDE not being able to drop whenever they want to. So, and like I said, it's some stuff going on. So I don't exactly know. I don't exactly know the background. I don't think any of us will truly know, what those conversations sound like and what exactly happens when it comes to making your art and then, being on the schedule, not being able to drop whenever you want to. And we're seeing this with a lot of other artists. It's not just with TD. Like it's a lot of different labels that have this situation. So, yeah, Reason left. So like I said, that's another one. Yeah, good point. I almost forgot about him. Reason left. So like I said, it's something going on. We can't just say that it's not anything, because if it wasn't anything and everything was fully copacetic, then nobody would be tweeting out their frustrations and all that stuff. So there's something going on. But obviously, if you're the cash cow, you get to do almost whatever you want. But the other people, even though I hate to say that, because SZA makes a lot of money. Absol is a lyricist to the death, but Absol doesn't sell like Kendrick sells, unfortunately. Like they already were talking about his last album, which again was amazing, but it just doesn't sell in the same fashion that a Kendrick or a SZA would. And that's just the unfortunate reality. It's just the unfortunate reality.
Hello.
What up, Cammy?
I'm here.
What up, Cammy? You finished?
I did. I
did. Okay.
Zero head bops.
Yeah, Chaos was saying that there were 0 head bops.
I counted them.
So
Yep.
First I want to ask, were you hate listening, or were you like actually like
I definitely started. Okay, I will say I started out like jokingly hate listening.
Okay.
But as I went into it, I was enjoying some of the songs for sure, and some of them I just did not. I wouldn't say some of them. There's one in particular I did not care for, but.
Okay.
Yeah, her mic was very sensitive, so we heard the.
Oh, shut the hell up.
You were signed. It was a little bit.
She was tapping. She was tapping on the desk, and we could hear it.
Oh.
Tapping on the desk.
Okay. So, all right. So, what are we thinking after your first listen? I know, obviously, I don't know if you're going to go back and listen to it multiple times, but what are you thinking after the first listen?
I was saying that I don't get the same like feeling that I felt when I listened to Good Kid, Mad City or To Pimp a Butterfly or Damn.
Okay.
So that's kind of my first impression, honestly. Like,
do we think that this is heavily influenced by, what it transpired this year that has you feeling that way? Do you think that has translated into this project?
Mentioned that. I said, like, I'm trying not to let the beef, like, cloud my judgment, but
it's hard to, right?
It's hard, but at the same time, it's like he also mentions the beef multiple times, so it's like, I don't think it's fair. I feel like it's kind of, we keep using the word disingenuous, but I do feel like it's kind of disingenuous to say, like, oh, like, he's not even talking about it, like, y'all are just obsessed with the beat. Like, he mentions it in the album, so it's like, it's hard not to think about it when you're listening to it, but I think I gave it a fair shot. I did, purposefully not bob my head. That was correct. But I do like some of the songs. But
okay, what song do you like?
I like the Squabble Up song, even though I will say I saw some tweets about it. do think that like it would have hit different if we didn't have the snippet, because like going into it's like I already heard it, so it wasn't like a I don't know the word.
Don't say you already heard it though. That was unfair.
I did
A
already
20
hear it.
a 20-second clip, and then not only that, the song.
You know that
literally-
feeling when you hear a really good song, like the feeling that I mean, I was deep in the beef at that point. So when the feeling y'all had when you first heard the broccoli snippet, I'll say that you don't get that anymore because you already
but
heard it.
that's a 20-second. That's a 20-second clip, and the song literally changes up right after the point of that clip because the
And that's
sample.
fine.
comes
I'm
in.
just saying I didn't have that strong reaction to it because of that. But whatever. Yeah.
I got you. No, I mean that's fair. I respect that opinion. I will say this because again, a lot of Kendrick fans have PTSD at some of the other snippets that Kendrick has done that never manifested itself in any shape or form. So a lot of people thought that the same thing was going to happen with this song. And instead of that, he was like, no, not only am I going to drop it, but this is track 2. So here y'all go. Right. I don't think anybody knew that Squabble Up was going to be the name of the song. I thought it was Reincarnated, which is track 6, because that sounded more, what it's going to be, because he said Reincarnated. So I thought it was track number 6, but I was like, oh shit. I was like, it's track number 2. So I think it was a breath of fresh air. And like I said, I think that any Kendrick fan can appreciate that he actually dropped it.
Yeah, and Dan said, I feel like unless you were spamming the Not Like Us video, there's no real time to. That's not true, because they were literally playing it on the radio in California. So it was all over Twitter, it was all over the radio. They were playing it at the NBA games.
Yeah, and people,
I heard that snippet.
when it came to Squabble Up, people wanted to hear it so bad that they literally just looped it and like made it into a whole, like, at least a minute something, song, because people just wanted to hear it so bad. So people were waiting on it. Like I said, I think the hype was still there, Cammy. But like I said, I respect your perspective on it. I can see how it kind of took a little bit of the anticipation away hearing it.
Yeah, it's not that I think the song is bad or underwhelming. It's just that feeling you get when you first hear a song that you like for the first, like, it's just not.
Mm-hmm. Do we think that this is going to be the next single now that it's out? Is it going to be the next thing that like gets pushed, as you said, like the NBA game, stuff like that, now that it's actually out?
I feel like
that goes to Chaos too. Yeah,
or the TV off with him screaming mustard or whatever.
Mustard. So let's talk about Squabble Up, since we got the lyrics here. So of course everybody was hopping on. Let me see, what was the line here?
Let's see. Pull up your stream.
Actually, it wasn't this one. It was another song.
TV off, I think you're talking about.
Yeah, it was TV off. But we'll read this one here. It said, "Tell me why the fuck you niggas rap if it's fictional. Tell me why the fuck you niggas fed if you criminal. A dot, can I get a drop? I'm like, nigga, nah. A spoon coon from the west side of Senegal. It's a full moon, let the wolves out. I been a dog." So it's so funny because I seen a Kendrick fan page that it was the same one. I don't know if y'all saw it. He was like kind of doing the everyday the Kendrick drop, and it was like no, and then somebody community noted it, and it was like yes. And it was as simple as that. He was like, oh shit, I got community noted, and then everybody was mad at him because he didn't catch it, and he was like I did this at midnight. He was like, I didn't even know, and he didn't drop it at midnight. He dropped it during the day. But I found it funny. And somebody was like, oh, was he talking about you? I'm like, here we go. Like, why would you think that Kendrick was talking about a random fan page? Like, okay, I don't care how much engagement you got. I don't think they were talking about you. Yeah. That's why I said a lot of people are parasocial and like very delusional about like what type of influence that they have on the rest of the world, let alone, their favorite artist or whoever. I'm like, that's just dumb. But it was funny though. I just thought it was funny. But yeah, that fan account, the fact that they community noted him was hilarious, and it like blew up too. And like the Kendrick drop, no.
Let's talk about how he said this ain't a drop though.
I mean, do we?
He said, can he get a drop? He said, nah. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I don't honestly don't think this album's the way it's structured, it's one of those less structured albums.
Yeah, I think that this was like I said, it was so West Coast West Coast influence here. I think he was trying to again make a point here, like, all right, this gonna be so West Coast, like y'all can't literally say anything about me not putting on for my city, for my coast anymore. Like, I'm going to just knock you over the head with West Coast beats. I'm gonna knock you over the head with West Coast artists. So, like, y'all shut up now. Like, there's nothing else that you should be able to say about this. And I think it was more of a posse cut. Like, obviously outside of TDE, like, you want to put on a lot of lesser known West Coast artists. So I think that is more of what it is. And I mean, this may not be the end, but I think this is a good just drop just to give people something. And again, just to have some material that he could potentially perform at the Super Bowl and not just his old stuff.
Someone said, as a Kendrick fan, this feels like a 7.5 decent album, but when you compare it to Good Kid and Damn It falls way too short. I agree with that.
Yeah. And I'll talk about my overall thoughts later. You say you want to know who's a white comedian? Andrew Schultz. They already pointed out.
Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, they were saying that it was Andrew Schultz. All right, let's get to the third track, Luther. Like, when I got to this one, I was like, all right, man. I was like, all right, this is nostalgia right here. We getting into the real samples right now. We getting into the real samples. This could be another. People were comparing this to when he did the song with Rihanna. Like, it was kind of that. It was kind of on that type of vibe here. But I absolutely love this track. This is one of my favorites without question.
That's in this room. I think it's 2 out of 3. Other person fucking hated it.
Hold on, Cammy. Did you like Luther or no? Yeah, I'm not gonna let him speak for you. Don't let him speak for you now. Don't let him speak for you. How are we feeling about it?
I did not hate the song. I said I was bored by the song.
You got bored?
I said I was bored, and then I said I think it would grow on me, but it was not like.
We gotta listen to this one again, Cammy. I think
she did the little hand thing, like.
No, we gotta give you some homework. You gotta listen to this one again. You got bored?
I can acknowledge that I need to listen to it again, but I was just not. It was not. I didn't get the feeling. I'm sorry. Is that a crime?
Oh, it might be because it's.
And I liked the sample.
Okay.
It sounded good, but it was not hitting for me. I'll listen to it again.
Even if you didn't listen to this when you was a kid, because I know some of y'all are young. People know this song from The Wood. So again, if you ain't seen The Wood and you black, we're gonna revoke your black card right now. But yeah, this was totally on that type of vibe. Like, I think that's where Kendrick's mind is at right now. So I absolutely love this song. I love the sample. This song goes. As soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, it's on that same realm as Love with Rihanna. I absolutely love this track. Absolutely love this track. So he said it's a crime. FBI right there. First listen to each one of my like I said, this song instantly stood out to me. Instantly stood out outside of Squabble Love, of course. Great. Not too much to say about this, but I think the sample really drove it home here. And like I said, I think it was on that vibe, and it was interesting to hear this right after two songs that were pretty tough, on the F everybody side and on the beef side. So I think this was a good little breakup in between. Good little breakup for me. So that's one of my favorites. Man at the Garden. How are we feeling about Man at the Garden?
I feel like I need to listen to these things again.
Yeah, I need to listen to Man at the Garden some more.
I feel like I said this one was boring too.
Okay, I can understand. This is one of those tracks that I didn't like the beginning of it. We constantly kept talking about, I deserve it all. But when you actually go through the lyrics and you listen to it multiple times, you get the feeling that, hey, like, Kendrick's at a point that he knows that he is one of the greatest, and I think that he is just letting it all out on this track. Like, this is definitely one of the first tracks that he's not like selling himself short. He's not being, quote unquote humble. here. Like he's telling y'all directly, like, I deserve everything that I got. I deserve the GNX. I deserve the diamonds. I deserve the respect and the accolades. Like I deserve all this stuff. Once we got to the end, once we got to verse 3, that's when it started picking up for me. So this is the part that I really enjoyed here. And one of the things that people are harping on with this one was when you say on the oranges on the game I breathe, that's the same to me. It's important. I deserve it all because it's mine. Now tell me why you think you deserve the greatest of all time, motherfucker. And we were like, oh shit. So that was important. That was an important line. But I think that verse 3 was definitely the most important verse of that song, and that's when it kind of sped up a little bit for me. But I think overall, just from my my personal opinion, I think it's important lyrics wise. But again, it's one of those songs that I wouldn't immediately put on my plate. Like this isn't the song that I'm going to run to and like play in a whip or something.
It's a good introspective song.
Yeah, a good introspective song. And it's definitely, like I said, on a different vibe than his other albums. Yeah. Album was solid. It was less thematic, cohesive in his past project. It was a building track. Yeah. To be honest, he was glad he dropped the release. He really thought he was never going to hear from him again. Yeah, some people did think that. So,
well, can I say something in response to that?
Yeah, go for it.
Like, do you like the album, or are you just happy that he dropped again? Like, were y'all starving or something? Like, because I did see like that was a common like Drake fan like rebuttal, like, oh, like Kendrick, like he never drops, like y'all just want anything. So seeing someone type that is it's just funny to me, because I didn't agree with that take. It's just funny to see that.
For me personally, especially this year, after getting Schoolboy, Doechii, and Absol, I was good. I could have went without Kendrick the rest of the year. Now I wanted to get a project, and I said it literally when I first started this stream, because I wanted to see what tracks could potentially be here that he could perform at the Super Bowl. Like I didn't want to just be nostalgia to that. I wanted to hear something new outside of Like That and Not Like Us, which I think, could very easily be in the lineup, at least for, maybe not one verse of either, but at least, an intro for one of those songs. But I wanted something that wasn't beef based, that was new, that he could potentially perform. And like I said, either a lot of these songs could potentially go in that playlist now. So that was me. That's just what I wanted. But I could have done without not getting the Kendrick project this year, especially since we're almost done. And we could have gotten this either before the Super Bowl or during. But like I said, for me personally, I just wanted to hear something, to get a project that we can at least live with for a little bit, that once people start picking out what their favorite songs are, then they can potentially just go on the set list.
Do we think that this as a whole has longevity? Because for me, and I swear I'm not saying this with a hate listen in mind, for me, I feel like I'm going to pick out a few songs and add them to my Apple Music library, and then that'll be, like, I don't see myself listening to this front to back over and over, like I would with, like again, Good Kid Mad City or Damn or To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, I liked a lot of tracks on here. But again, it's super hard for me to compare his entire catalog and say that, yeah, I'm gonna run back to this album. And we'll get to my final analysis at the end. But like I said, it's not a bad album at all. Definitely a great album, but in the entire discography, it's pretty low for me. And like I said, when you hear that, you're just like, oh, immediately your mind goes to, well, this album isn't good. But that's not true. You can have a lot of great projects, but obviously there are some that are going to get regarded higher than others. And I rank this one pretty low in the entire grand scheme of things. So what you said, Cammy, yeah, I can see you putting a few songs on here, but not running back to the entire project.
Okay, I wanna. Well, I guess we can wait till the end, but Syke and Dan are saying that they rarely listen to albums like front to back, and I do that all the time. Like, is that? I didn't know that was not common. Like, I love
We
listening
I
to an
don't
album
do
top
it.
to bottom.
Yeah, we live in an ADHD society. So a lot of people do not do that. A lot of people do go to playlists and they will just listen to singles, and they will go to albums when they come out, and they will pick out their favorite songs and they'll just listen to those. Me personally, I have totally switched up the way that I listen to music. When I was growing up, I was, we didn't have streaming, so I was still in the era of we had tapes and CDs, so I listened to CDs and tapes, the full album, front to back, a lot, until my Walkman damn near broke and my CDs scratched. So and I remember I was telling Flock and Siggy, like I can recite entire Eminem albums. I can recite, entire 50 Cent albums. I listen to those albums so much front to back,
Yeah,
but I
that's why
don't do
I
that.
get to the point with albums. Like I listen to them so much that I know exactly what song's coming next. Like,
Yeah, I don't do that
but
anymore. I don't do that
yeah.
anymore. What I do now is I have my own playlist. So every year I just make a playlist and I put all the songs that I thoroughly enjoyed and I just jumble them up until the year is over. So I've been doing that since streaming became a thing and I got into it. So like from 2016 on, actually I think my first playlist was in 2017. So that's what I do now. Um and
I
I
need to do that. I just think I'm too lazy. Like I listen to albums or I like Apple Music, and I'm sure Spotify has a similar thing where like they have like they call it a radio on Apple Music where it's just
Mhm.
songs that they think you like your algorithm or whatever. I
Yeah,
just
they
listen to
do. They
that.
do. Yeah, they have the same thing.
So that's pretty much how I stream music, but
Yeah, just start at the
I
beginning of the
definitely need
year,
to start
Cammy.
making more playlists.
Yeah, just start at the beginning of the year and then just make a playlist. I promise you it'll be much easier. Like it seemed like it's a lot of work and yeah, labeling your music and getting them all grouped up does seem like a daunting task. I remember I did it on stream one time though. When I went back to Apple Music, I literally just I just made playlists again, just all my favorite songs. And I just put them on playlists. But yeah, I mean it does take time to do that. But yeah, literally just start at the beginning of the year and just start dropping your favorite songs in there. And then I promise you, once you start listening to albums, then you could just start picking out the songs. Like every time I listen to an album that I think I'm gonna like, I literally just do that. I'll just add a song to a playlist. I'll add it to my library, and then I'll just go from there. Like I have a list for all of the songs, like an ultimate playlist, and then I have just whatever year that we're in, and I just make a playlist for that.
Yeah, I need to do that.
So that's how I listen to my music now, and I share all that. So if anybody wants to take a look at my playlist, I have a playlist for every year. My favorite songs for that year. So yeah, so that's what I do now. But I do know a lot of people. I don't think they listen to full albums anymore because there are legit songs that I just don't like, and that's fine. I could like the artist, but I'm just like, I don't like this song. It's too slow for me. It's not something that I can run back to. Like this one, like I said, whacked out murals. I don't think I'm going to put on my playlist. I don't think I'm going to run back to it. Man at the Garden. I don't think I'm going to run back to it. But Wobble Up, I'm going to run back to that. Luther, I'm going to run back to that. Hey Now, I'm going to run back to that. TV Off, I'm going to run back to that. Peekaboo, Part 6. Like those songs I'm going to run back to. So those are the songs that I put on the playlist. So yeah, so all right, so Man in the Garden, like I said, it was an introspective song, but it's not something that I'm going to listen to constantly. But Hey Now, we get to this one. Let's pull up the lyrics for this. um Again, it was just another West Coast beat, just a super hard West Coast beat. Not too much on here, not too much when you said whacked out mirror, like meet the grand. Yeah, like I said, it's fine, it's fine. Not going back to those songs, but you just understand how important they are lyrically, just how important they are. So um let's just go through this one. I don't think there was really anything that people really harped on.
The Strangled a Goat, where he admitted that Drake's the
What was it?
nothing, nothing.
They strangled the goat. Yeah, the
Speaks
black
for
no, I
itself.
just strangled. Yeah, 1,000 to 1,004. The black no, I just strangled me a goat. I walked in with a therapeutic flow, put a few hundred up, let him go, let him go.
Let him go. Let him go. He dead.
Hey now, say it now. So it's another one of those tracks that like, especially once you get into the chorus, like you know what I'm saying, stuff over and over and over. Like it's one of those tracks that'll get you hooked. It'll get you hooked on that, but not too much on that. But I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it. Um, yeah, I have to listen to this one again, but I definitely I like this one. I like this one. Now reincarnated. This is I would say outside of whacked out murals and hard part 6. This one was a tough one, and we're gonna have to go through this one multiple times because I there's no way that I could literally catch everything in this one. But so this one obviously it was another sample, and you could tell he rapped in in the same cadence, the same flow as Tupac would. And this one he was talking about, which again, I'm not sure if these are real people or not here. People have their own theories. Like in the first verse, he was talking about, let's take it back to Michigan in 1947. My father kicked me out the house because I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't care about his influence, only loved what I was doing. Well, I don't know if this is just, hey, like this is someone who I thought I was reincarnated from, or if these are like real people, because he talked about man in 1947 who was like the head of R&B, had a guitar on my hip, died with money, gluttony was too attractive, reincarnated. So yeah, I've seen Jimi Hendrix, I've seen Billie Holiday, somebody else.
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie. Yeah, because that was Jackie Wilson, and because his name was Mr. Excitement, and he was actually friends with Elvis Presley, and they people were saying that he was the white Elvis Presley, and then Presley was like, well, am I the black, Jimmy Wilson. So so that one was interesting. People thought that, but I'm not sure because again, I mean, it doesn't say when he died on the song, but I mean died in the 80s. So so I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about that one, but maybe we'll find out, maybe we'll never find out. And then verse 2 talked about being reincarnated as a black woman in the Chitlin circuit. And then drugs got to her and ended up dying with syringes. So they said that was the second reincarnation. Then the third one is Kendrick, and then we get to the part where again, I don't know if you saw it, Cammy, but I've seen people criticizing this track and saying, "Hey, why is he talking to himself? Like if it was somebody else, y'all would think he was crazy." But again, you have to realize, like this is a song. Like we are constructing the song and we are telling a story here. So um, I don't know why we're acting like this is the first time or the last time that we've seen or heard someone telling, making a song and telling the story in this fashion. Is that
I
one
didn't see
voice you
any
got?
criticism like that, but I think we have different
My algorithm was
algorithm.
honestly just it was pretty
Because that was
toxic. It's
that's
pretty
what I was
toxic.
gonna mention like later, like when we were just talking in general. Like all I see a lot of tweets that are like Drake stands this, I don't see these tweets that y'all be seeing until you quote them and put them on my timeline. Like I really don't.
And that's
But I
how I
also
see
was
them.
saying earlier, like I think that especially for Drake fans that it's like the worst of the worst. Like the certified Jareds are the ones that we expect to represent the entire Drake fan community,
Mhm.
Aubrey's Angels, as it were. Um, and yet, all these tweets glazing Kendrick, we just look at them as one offs. But it's like the entire timeline, y'all were on one today. Like calling the album a classic 10 minutes? Okay. Like y'all are
Again,
tripping.
no, I agree. I agree. And again, people wouldn't see that initially because a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to enjoy the music, and then call people out for just being mad crazy about this stuff and continue with this whole beef stuff. And I don't think we're ever going to end with this. but yeah, there are bad actors on both sides, 120% here. And I think that again, if you say something, you can only say one thing. Even if you say just one thing about one side, then the other side is going to criticize you, and then the opposite way. So it's going to continue to be like that. Unfortunately, I don't think that, especially with these two, there's ever going to be a point where we're just going to have peace and understanding on both sides. I think it is past that point, and unfortunately, it's way past the music now, and that's the part that I really just find very annoying. Is we cannot, with these two or anybody associated with them, just focus on the music and not immediately want to talk about the other person or the other parties involved when you are discussing one or the other. So every time that Kendrick does anything now, it doesn't even have to be involving music, then he gets criticized by Drake stands. And anytime that Drake does something, then he's gonna get criticized, or they're gonna get criticized by Kendrick stands. So I'm like,
I hear you.
is it up and stuck forever, or are we ever just going to go back to how it was? And
I
if
hear
we're
you, but I don't think we're at that point yet because I mean he mentioned the beef in this. So until we get like a few years from now where we get music that literally does not mention it, and who knows if that will even happen, then I think we can have that conversation of like, is it constantly going to be the comparisons and both sides talking about each other? But I mean, he's kind of asking for it when he's mentioning it in the song, and I'm not saying it's wrong for him to mention it. I'm just
yeah,
saying like I don't think
yeah.
that's wrong for people to comment on it.
But on the same, I mean, on the other side of the coin, though, I mean, Drake is the king of still mentioning stuff and never letting things go. So, do you think that he would ever let anything go and just focus on the music and not ever say anything again? I don't. I
We
mean,
don't see. Doubt it.
from what we've seen historically, it never ends with him either. So, yeah, this might just continue forever.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I wish that we can just keep it music, because even before this, like when Drake has talked about other people and whether he mentions names or not, whenever he mentions somebody, I've never seen it to the point where it is now with these two. So like I said, I mean, if we're going to be like this forever, then it's going to constantly be annoying, because I would rather it just stop. But again, as can be mentioned, I mean, if you want to keep mentioning the beef, whether it's one line, two lines, a whole song, then it might just be up and stuck forever, and we're just gonna have to deal with it or block it when it comes to social media. But it's just annoying. It's just annoying because we're past the music at this point, and it doesn't matter what either side does. It's just going to continue to be like this.
Yeah, and I thought Blue Sky would be safe and calm, and it was not.
um,
It was not.
I've seen not as much on
No,
Blue Sky.
I opened the app and it was just back to back to back. I had to close that shit immediately.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so that's that. That's reincarnated.
We
Again,
understand
not
that reincarnated is God and the
yes,
devil.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw that part.
Mm.
Um, yeah, because I mean, we can just talk about like the verse 3, which was the most important part. Um, So he mentioned here, let me start. Said, Father, I'm not perfect. I got urges, but I hold them down. But your pride has to die. And it's like, okay, Father, show me how. Tell me every deed that you've done and what you do it for. He said, I kept 100 institutions paid. Okay, tell me more. I put 100 hoods on one stage. Okay, tell me more. I'm trying to push peace in LA. Say, but you love war. Say, no, I don't. Oh, yes, you do. Okay, then tell me the truth. Every individual is only a version of you. How can they forgive when there's no forgiveness in your heart? I could tell you where I'm going. As Kendrick was saying, he said, God said, I could tell you who you are. You fall out of heaven because you was anxious. Didn't like authority, only searched to be handless. Isaiah 14 was the only thing that was prevalent. My greatest music director was you. It was colors, it was pinks, it was reds, it was blues, it was harmony and motion. I seen you down to earth because you was broken, rehabilitated, not psychosis. But now here we are. Centuries you manipulated man with the music. Embodied you as superstars, seeing how you moving. You came a long way from garnishing evilest views. And all I ever wanted from you was love and approval. I learned a lot. No more putting these people in fear. The more that word is diminished, the more it's not real. The more light that I can capture, and the more I can feel. I'm using words of inspiration as an idea. So can you promise then you won't take your gifts for granted. I promise that I'll use my gifts to bring understanding for every man, woman, and child. How much can you vow? I vow my life just to live one in harmony now. Brushed a lot of people keeping their thoughts in captivity, and I'm ashamed that I ever created that enemy. Then let's rejoice where we're at. I rewrote the devil story just to take our power back. Reincarnated. So
Amen.
No,
Does that
see, that's
no
insane. That
no that's
blasphemy
not
shit is
insane.
insane.
That is not insane.
That was blasphemous as hell.
That was
What,
not.
that they rewrote the
'Cause
devil story just to take our
No,
power
that
back?
he said amen at the
Oh,
end of
amen.
that.
Do you know why I said amen? The way it's written, as JG read it that dead ass sounds like a biblical story. I mean, it
Okay, but
practically is.
Yeah,
see,
just reading
this
the
is
lyrics
where you
together.
guys lose me
Oh,
because
man,
the whole
nah.
this is where y'all lose me because the whole
Because Drake
with
can't do
him acting like
perspective stuff.
Jesus and having the crown on his head, that shit's weird to me.
You don't like
You
people
lose me
having
there. I'm
God
sorry.
complexes?
Oh, that's weird. But calling yourself sick. Okay.
I think there's a difference between calling yourself Six God and literally wearing a crown and dressing up as Jesus. And okay, but
You don't like
I mean,
the
I
over
mean,
symbolism.
both are.
both are blasphemous, but I think one is worse. But you
I
got it.
mean, both things can be true.
Eh,
Both things can be true here. They all call themselves gods. I mean, Hove is literally God, right? That's what he said. Kanye called himself God. They've all done it.
yeah.
I
Anyway,
don't
six
fault
God.
any of them
Six
because
man, six God.
I don't take any of them as God, and I'm not even religious like that. But I know better. I don't make any man God. No man is God.
Not the boy.
Not the boy. All right. TV off. TV off. This is definitely another one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites here. So all I ever wanted was a black Grand National. Fuck me and Rasmus, give them what they asked for. We went right back to the hard hitting lyrics, the FU. I don't care about what's going on. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. You bitches that'll really step, but it's not enough. Say you're bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on the edge. If somebody gotta do it. So yeah, we back to it. We back to it. Alpha and Omega, bitch. Welcome home. It's not a song. It's a revelation. How to get a nigga gone. We talking about that bang bang murder shit. So like I said, we back at it, and then same stuff with the lyrics, in the chorus. So obviously what everybody was getting on here was was the second part where we had the little beat switch here. Mustard,
Mustard.
mustard.
Shout to
So
Mustard.
yeah, shout out to
Y'all love
Mustard.
it, huh? That
I
was your
mean,
favorite part?
it was a good song.
Yeah.
It was a good song. I like the beat. I like the beat. Also another lyric that people harped on this one. I hate a bitch that's hating on a bitch and they both hoes. I hate a nigga hating on them niggas and they both broke. If you ain't coming for no chill, what you come for? Niggas feel like he entitled because he knew me as a kid. Bitch, I cut my granny off if she don't see it how I see it.
Fuck
Insane.
Granny.
I cut my
Insane.
fuck man. Hey, sometimes you gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta
Seen
cut off your
red.
granny.
Seen red.
Sometimes you gotta cut off your granny. Hey, Vince said he cut off his granny, bro. Ben Staple. He said I cut my granny off, man. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Sometimes you gotta do it. And Lefty Gunplay was on this one. At the end, shit getting crazy, spooky,
That's crazy.
That's the best part of the song.
shit getting crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. It was just hyperbole. Y'all got something to pick. I know it was hilarious. It was funny though. It was funny. I mean, I'm saying cut off his granny, but
Yeah, it's
people were
obvious
like,
that it was hyperbole. Like, come on.
but people were like, It was like, man, you know what? Even Granny can get it, man. I'm cutting off. If she don't see it how I see it. So yeah, that was funny. That was funny. But yeah, everybody they found a little chuckle off of that line. But another good one. Dodger Blue. This is another one that I feel I probably will not
Amazing.
go back to, but
Great. Actually, no, that makes sense for you.
I wouldn't go back to this one.
That's for you.
Yeah, I know he because he kind of knows my taste, so I get it. What up, Beyond?
I
What
liked
up, Beyond?
Dodger Blue.
I know, but it said don't say you hate LA when you don't travel past the 10. Am I
That's
tripping?
JG.
Yes.
That's JG. That's why I said it makes sense.
Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Yes, I am. It says funny TV. I'll tell you exactly what Dre said gonna do during the halftime. That's great. Yeah, bitch, I'm from the land. Don't say you had LA, but live in LA and pretend. Now this is one though. Again, he calling a lot of people out. He calling a lot of people out because I have heard this. A lot of people that went to LA to live say they don't like it.
Yep.
It's rare actually that I hear people who will like, especially like influencers say, "Man, I went to LA and I really love it." Like a lot of them say they don't like it because it's
Yeah.
a lot of
But they stay here.
yeah. I know they stay here, for opportunities. I get that, but they don't actually like being there. They hate the gang culture there and all the politicking that happens. And they're like, oh well, you gotta go to the hills for the parties, and downtown ain't shit. So I have heard that. I personally, I don't like downtown LA. I haven't been to these parties in the hills, so I have no comment on that. But you do typically hear that a lot. So I get it. I get why you would say that. He said no, literally with the second song, but is the price of thing of what we saying. Yeah, and then of course the price too. So my Nickel Tarantino, Alejandro, Spike Lee. So flying this bitch 50 on me, don't die trying and shit. Ain't no sleeping in on Sunday. Ooh, don't take it personal. You won't be the first to know. Just might be the first to go. Just might be ooh. So you said like Aiden Ross, yeah. right. So I said a lot of them say they don't like it. A lot of them say they don't like it. How you feel about that though, Chaos? You being from there. How you feel about people not liking your city? Because I do see people like taking that stuff personal at times.
I mean, I get their sentiment of like why they don't like it. Um, but I always laugh. Like I'm like, of course you don't like it. You don't know it. Like I don't know. Like especially the downtown shit. Like I don't like it, but it's not a place where I would go, especially to go hang out or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's
apparently
like
don't
there's
hang out. Man, we went down there. We're seeing bums, man. We went down there for E3.
yeah,
It just wasn't a good experience walking in downtown. I'll say that. Like we was
I mean,
getting almost
there's
violated by bums, bro.
small areas around
Yeah, I think people
events
should
and shit.
explore like LA County versus
LA,
just
yeah,
LA. Because, like, for example, when I go there, I'm always in Long Beach, so I
and
Yeah.
enjoy my time every time I'm there.
the
But
fact
Okay.
that
I also
people
have
don't
family
know
there,
how
so
big LA County is too. Like
Mm.
I say I'm from LA, but like I'm like 30 minutes away,
Outside of it,
and
yeah.
I'm still in LA County. I don't
yeah,
like I
people don't
still
get
have LA.
that.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I'm still in LA, but they think LA downtown city shit.
A lot of people,
Um,
especially when you're
yeah,
not from there, you judge a city on how their downtown is.
yeah, which
And
Which
if your
is
I don't
downtown
kind of
I
sucks,
don't
insane,
blame
honestly.
I don't blame them, but I always try to tell them like LA County's big.
well, I mean, think about this, Cammy. When you are visiting a new city, and you don't know anything about it. You don't know where to go. You don't know what are the actual hotspots. Even for touristy stuff. If you go to a city and their downtown is terrible, there's nothing to do. There's homeless people all over the place. It's dirty. Then what? That's your first impression. You wouldn't immediately go to LA County or the outskirts unless you know somebody, right? Like if somebody told you, hey, don't go to downtown. And that's literally what I've heard, every
I
time we
think
went to
that's
E3, don't go
fair.
downtown, right? So if you
I
don't
think
know
that's fair,
anybody,
but
then it's tough.
I also think well-traveled people know not to judge a city by downtown, though.
Yeah, but that's not
Like,
everybody. That's not everybody,
right.
though.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
everybody's well traveled. There are literally people who have been in one city and one town their entire lives, and then they finally go somewhere else. Like you have those people who, again, are chasing the American dream. They want to be an actress. They want to do this. They want to do that. And they stay in a small town. They've never been anywhere in their entire life. And they go to LA and they go to New York. And the first area that you want to go to that you think in your mind is going to get you those benefits or that you need to be is going to be downtown. Again, unless you know somebody. If you're just flying solo, you've done no research, you don't know anybody from that town, you're going to immediately go to those downtown
Yeah,
areas and think that you're going to make it somewhere. And if you
I'd be
get the
saying
bad
like
impression,
Anaheim or some shit.
right, yeah, and if you get the bad impression of it, then yeah, that's just going to be your sentiment. unless somebody changes your mind about it. But you know, first impressions last a lifetime for a lot of people. So, I mean, but I
Right.
do agree though. It's not fair. It's definitely not fair to judge a city by their downtown.
Yeah, and I agree with Dan. Like, I wouldn't live in any major city. Well, I wouldn't say any. A lot of major cities. Like, I feel like the outskirts are always best for a lot of places.
Yeah, you again, I would just recommend to do your research, what people don't do for whatever reason. Like I would never just go anywhere without researching like what are the areas that I should be at, what are the areas that I shouldn't be at.
I also just think that people don't know how to research. There's a lot of confirmation bias people do. Like, if you want to, or fall into, I should say, like, if they want to live somewhere, they're going to do research, air quote, but they're not actually looking for negative things because they want to be there.
And that's exactly why I said that, because you hit the nail on the head. People don't do their research, or they don't know how to properly research. I'll say that. I think people just look at like the bare minimum of those type
People's
of
research
things.
is TikTok right now.
That too, yeah. Like where are the spots that I can get good food? Which again, it's okay, but then again, don't let them TikTok people fool you, because they'll send you somewhere in the hood that you shouldn't be at.
Right.
So again, that's what I recommend. But yes, I agree. You shouldn't judge a city by its downtown, but a lot of people do.
What they talking about? They talking about nothing.
Wait, somebody. Let's get to it, man. Yeah, Peekaboo. So yeah, exactly what Chaos said. The chorus automatically gets you what they talking about. Talking about nothing. What they talking about? They talking about nothing. Again, it's just very catchy, just from the beginning, man. Just from the beginning. And then first verse, I mean, Peekaboo. I just put the boogers in my chain. Peekaboo, 80 pointers like a Kobe game. Peekaboo, 762 to make complaint. Peekaboo, popping out. You better not smell my name. Peekaboo, put 2 fours on the 4
Drake
5.
reference. Because
You
who
better
did
not-
he get 81
you better
points
not
on?
smell my-
The Toronto Raptors.
80. I mean, that is true. 80 pointers.
Yeah.
Like, how you feel about that, Cammy? Kobe. Hey, Kobe's your guy though. Kobe's your guy. Lakers.
Don't use Kobe against me.
We got Lakers fans in here. How you feel about it?
I caught that. First
Jalen
listen.
Rose has me blocked on Twitter, so.
Oh yeah,
What
you said 81.
What you say?
Yeah, Chaos remembers that shit.
Yeah, she said 81.
I tweeted 81 to him and he blocked me.
Okay. Yeah, well. So this was a track that had AC Chike on here. So yeah, another low key West Coast artist.
Steve Young blocked me.
You said Steve Young blocked you?
He unblocked me.
Oh,
Jalen Rose.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Wow.
I bet you wouldn't go check. Maybe he's not so heard about that anymore. So again, you got the chorus and then verse 3, hey, that's my bitch. So he just kept going, hey, with all that fake shit. So just kept going
you
on that.
skipped it.
What? Oh,
Why you acting tough like on IG Live? Drake reference.
That's not a Drake reference.
I don't think.
I mean, it could be.
Drake does not go on Instagram Live.
I don't
You're
think
right.
that's one. I don't think that's one.
He goes on what's
He
that
goes
shit
on,
called?
He goes on
Fucking
Kick. He goes on Kick and Steak.
Kick.
Yeah.
This is the genius thing is reaching.
What?
And then what everybody else was popping on, he said bing bop boom boom bam bop bam.
I love that part, bro.
The type of shit
That
boy
shit
you wouldn't understand.
That shit funny, bro.
Oh man. Double parking at Tams, Mr. Get Off Your Man's language of the gods. Then Dolly 6 again. Never got his ass for until we open up the can. Damn alley me bands. I'm a slam. Gym free bitch. I like my Mac touching yams. Play the option around me. I'm gonna tell you turn it off. Heard what happened to your man. Not sorry for your loss. Should have prayed before them shooters came and nailed him to the cross. Let your boy get a pass. Bitch, you lucky you saw for real.
Damn.
What they talking
He
about?
came
Talking about
in
nothing.
so aggressive in that short ass verse. Like that
was fire though.
It's like, who hurt you? I don't even know who you are.
We sliding, bro.
Hey,
I love this.
It is
Shit.
what it is, man. It is what it is. But I
Peekaboo.
love Peekaboo.
He be on
Peekaboo.
stories being a goof. He do.
And then
So
Hard
that's
Part
my
6, man. let's get to hard part 6. How you feel about hard part 6, Cammy? I'm gonna just ask you before I get into my thoughts.
I liked it, and I said it's interesting that he stole the name back.
He stole the name back. Excuse
Exactly
me.
what I said. Exactly what I said.
I said what I said. He
After
stole it back.
after Drake said he too famous for that shit, he accused him of, but whatever.
I don't even want to talk about that song right now.
Man, come on, man.
I mean, since he stole it back, why not? Why not talk about it? Why not
Because
talk
I
about
think that could have been such a great like what they were doing with the 616 in LA. So he did Hard Part 6. I just think he fumbled it, but it was, in theory, a great back and forth that they had. But he just
if
fumbled
he
it.
fumbled it, then he didn't really steal it. Then
Yes, he did.
Anyways,
that's like me putting out the Hard Part 6, and then it's like, damn, now Kendrick stole it back from me. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't
man.
He didn't have to just like, what the fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's start off with the immediate. So one of my favorite, oh my god, SWV, like when the Neptunes and Pharrell were in that bad boy, it's one of my favorite SWV songs. Use Your Heart, Not Your Mind. My favorite SWV song of all time is I Still Love You, which Pharrell again was all over. But when I heard this, I said, oh no, he got me. I was like, this was like the perfect sample for the heart. The most perfect sample. So I absolutely loved it. And I saw when Chaos linked me when people found out, which is so funny because again I already knew that Pharrell produced it because he worked with SWV a lot in his earlier days. So
Shit.
so people were saying that that this was still a dig to Drake using the sample, and because he said he inherited the beat from Pharrell. Do you think there's any validity to that, Cammy, or do you think people are reaching as always?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? I got distracted because I
Sorry.
saw Jalen Rose still has me blocked, but I can see his profile because of the Twitter.
Oh,
thing
the
where
Oh
Twitter.
yeah. I forgot about the change. Yeah, the
people
change
saying, 'cause
happened.
it still says Jalen Rose blocked you right there. That's crazy. Sorry,
so
repeat it. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so people were saying that since Kendrick chose this particular beat that Pharrell produced, that this was another dig at Drake. Do you think there's any validity to that?
I mean, this is not a new thing where like they give Kendrick way more credit than he may or may not deserve.
Stop
It probably is.
Stop it. It is.
But it probably is, but let's not act like it. Just reminds me of the typical joke people make with like your English teacher was like, what does the curtains being blue mean in the story? Like people got all these explanations. Like it just
All
I feel
these
like people
theories.
just and they just reach and reach and reach. Like all those 616 in LA references, that was crazy.
So a producer
But it probably is. I'll say it probably is to wrap up what I'm saying.
How about Taylor Swift's producer just producing his old album?
Sure.
Yes,
saying.
Jack
That
Antonoff
wasn't.
was on this
I don't
one.
think him producing it was, especially after the one song. But we'll get to
Soundwave
it.
was on this one.
Yeah,
So,
Soundwave.
So the Hard Part 6 was amazing. Like he called me from the beat alone. But this one was another very important track to again go into the perspective of Kendrick and exactly what happened. So he basically going through like how he came up, and that's how I went back to the beginning. When he said like Absol in the corner, mumbling raps, fumbling packs of Black and Miles, crumbling kush so he cracked a smile. His words legendary, wishing I can rhyme like him, study this style to define my pen. That was back when the only goal was to get J-Rock through the door. Warner Brothers Records hoping Naeem Ali would let us know. Well, decided to just go to them label meetings. Wasn't my record deal, but still I couldn't believe it. Me and Rock inside the booth hibernating. It was simple math. If he made it, that mean I made it. Everything I had was for the team. I remained patient, grinded with my brothers. It was us against them. No one above us. Bless our hearts. What up, Black Panda? So again, that was important here for again those who don't know like his origin story and how J Rock was the one at first to to come up and get a deal than it was, everybody else. And how he wanted to rhyme like Absol, and they were pushing each other to be better, lyricists. Then verse 2, he talked about Dave Free. He had a Champagne Acura, a bunch of instrumentals or freestyled in the passenger. Then they wore several hats: a producer, manager, director, and DJ. A hot head squabbling, bloods, Pyrus, and keyways for this little thing of ours we call TDE. I watch you take some penitentiary chances, to say the least. Remember in the country building with mixed by Eileen. Remember Eileen on Good Kid, Mad City. We tried to freak this.
Kendrick. He made me hate him. He made me hate him in verse 3.
Oh man,
We'll get there.
I know we tried to freak the system just to make a couple ends meet. That's my nigga for shit sure. He brought Q over, Schoolboy Q, but Q didn't even rap. He said, but he learned from our inspo. We spent Louisiana Chicken River Bowl special, sleeping next to O2R consoles to be our refuge. He was homeless and I left home. Q said, Dot, you won't be slept on. You the nigga to bet on. Top had us in Top had given us $1 million in the home he lived in, hoping that we would see some millions. He said by the time the song ends, of course, takes on a different meaning. Yeah. And then verse 3, Chaos's favorite, Punch played Phil Jackson in my early practices, strategies on how to be great amongst the averages. I picked his brain and what was ordained, highly collaborative. Rap pushed the label same amongst the savages. Moose kept the name and the function that we were running. T's kept the vultures away from me that was coming. Soundwave let us borrow his clothes for shows at the hype man to cook up in his room till the night ends. Time flies, I'm carrying the base of a top 5, burying my ops and allies. But did I have let's say we'll skip that. I guess my motivation was yearning for independence, pour everything I had left in the family business. Now it's all about Kendrick. I want to evolve, play my skill set as a black exec. As I said before, Kendrick, this is where he wants to be now. He wants to be more of an executive. I jog my memory and knowing Black Hippie didn't work because of me. Creatively, I moved on with new concepts and reach. Again, very important here. He admits here the Black Hippie did not become a thing because of him. So yeah, that's just crazy because I didn't really know that. And it's interesting that he would admit that.
You could kind of guess, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. Ty remember on them sessions we would strategize, hit the streets and come back, record 3 records. To tell the truth, it fucked me up when D-Man passed. The motive was the confidence, but the pride crashed. Had to bypass old mythologies I had, put the heart on display like it was an iMac. To all my young niggas, let me be the demonstration how to conduct differences with a healthy conversation. If that's your family, then handle it as such. Don't let the socials gas you up or let emotions be your crutch. Very important. Pick up the phone and bust it up before the history is lost. Hand to handshake is good when you have a heart to heart. So, yeah, very, very important third verse there. Very important third verse. But yeah, it sucks to again hear that Black Hippie didn't work because of Kendrick and what his thought process was at the time. I mean, he said when somebody passed, when D-Man passed, he was like, it got me. It got me. My pride was gone. So, well, it didn't happen. But again, love this track. I think that the production definitely carried it for me. That's the first thing that I hopped on. But very, very introspective record. Again, another great heart record that Cammy says he stole back.
What's the problem?
Because he stole it back. It was never Drake's.
I think it's fair to say he stole it back if until today, if you said Heart Part 6, you were talking about a Drake song.
That's fair. I can't say anything against that because I mean, yeah, it's true. It's true. How do you alternatively, how do you feel about all of Kendrick's timestamps? Do you feel like that? Do you feel like it's the same thing that
it doesn't hit
Drake
the same
was
only because it doesn't hit the same only because like Kendrick did part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. So it's like Drake, it was just time location. So it's like Drake was never gonna do 616 in LA. So it was good what he did. Like I'm not gonna like that was like a good like kind of like jab taking the time location thing, but it doesn't hit the same.
I mean,
Okay.
doesn't hit the same for Drake,
No,
but you know,
no.
you know.
Shout out to say you better say Yorn. And then we get to GNX. Now, this is probably my least favorite track.
Agreed.
I didn't like this beat.
We don't even need to do the play.
Yeah, I didn't like this beat. I was just like, man, I don't know what y'all did. Like, we got to this one, and I was just like, I was hoping that the beat would switch, and it never did. And I'm like, oh man, like it was just, it was bad. But I will say this was another good showcase for more West Coast artists. Like, yeah, Peso on here, hit a J3 and Young Threat. So like I said, I let them get their shit off here. That was basically what the track was. But I just didn't like the beat. I wish it would have made another one. I just didn't like it.
I would argue that it kind of did them a disservice because I'm sure many people, and I'm not saying this as a diss, I'm just saying in general, I feel like many people probably feel the same way we did, where like they just did not like the beat at all and just I could barely even pay attention to what they were saying. Like, it was distracting. It was genuinely distracting.
The beat is crazy. You just a West Coast hater. Nah, man, we gonna listen to it.
It's not even that the beat is bad. It's unsettling. And we talked about it. I feel like that's on purpose, but I did not enjoy listening to that at all.
We gonna this is a one track we gonna listen to on stream if it gets bleeped out or whatever. But we gonna listen to this one because I was just like, as soon as I heard, I was like, nah, bro, nah. I was like, out of all the tracks, I'm like, this one ain't it. I was just like, nah, I couldn't, man.
Exactly. Listen, it's still not, because Ren said I liked it on second listen. It's not getting better for me. If anything, it's getting worse. I don't want to finish it.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't.
When I listened to it the first time, I was like, okay, let me wait for it to be done. And I don't even want to finish the song.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't do it. They could show something else. I think that's the one like I'm not changing my stance on that one. That's what one critique. I'm just like, nah, that ain't it. Like it sounded like, who was that made? I'm trying to think. Was it Cassidy? I think it was Cassidy. Like, he made a trash ass beat and was like bopping to it, and everybody was like, "What the hell is this, man?" Like, nah, it just that was it. That was bad. So I say that's a one misstep, like the one really bad misstep. I didn't like that beat. Like, you can listen to it for the lyrics all you want, but I was just like, absolutely not. This is a deal breaker for me. This is never going on my playlist. What up, AB?
Like wine.
I say it's cool. JT still from STL. Okay. All right. This guy, and then the final track, Gloria. One of my
favorites.
It's one of your favorites. Okay. All right. Talk about it, Chaos.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I like this slow down, like outro, like last song type shit. I don't know. It's very hard for this album for me to find like my favorite one, but this is up there, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, this was on here, so that was good. I do like the concept of this song. I do like the concept. It was I've seen people compare this to Common, and you know what, it was like, oh, we think you're talking about something else, or 50 Cent, Baltimore love thing. So it was like that. It was like that because then, to say, ain't no bitch on my bitch because that bitch been my pen. So I do like the concept here, but this is again another one on track that I would easily just skip over. But again, I'm not mad at anybody for enjoying it.
Yeah, I wouldn't skip it. What I said when I listened to it is like, and I know this is common in rap, so I'm not saying it as like a diss to Kendrick. I'm gonna repeat. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat it, Chaos. I'm gonna repeat it.
Buddy, bro.
I know this is common in rap, but it really does throw me off. With the first line is "me and my bitch," and he's like, "My bitch." What does he say at the end? My bitch pen and my bitch. Like,
he said, "Ain't no bitch like my bitch because that bitch been my pen."
Never did it for me. Like, I don't want to be called your bitch. I don't.
And so it's just the rappers using bitch period that you don't like?
No, I don't mind it in general. I'm just saying, like, it throws like the song is about, like, they're locked in, they're in love, whatever, but he's calling her my bitch over and over, so it throws me. I don't mind.
Isn't that kind of the point though of the song? To throw you off until you get to the end?
It's just another late night with my bitch, ayy. Just another late night with my bitch, ayy. with
First
my
of all,
bitch, and I
and
even
I
call her
just
ass my bitch.
said
Hey,
I know that it's common in rap.
nigga, so good.
That's why my cat was trying to gaslight me. They're like, I'm not thinking about Drake. Why you keep bringing up Drake? And I'm like, I said it because I know if I say something, you're gonna say, well, what about? Well, what about? Well, what about? I'm just saying, for me, it throws me.
Then you didn't realize what last song you was sad it was over.
A love
People
song.
thinking there was still
A love
still more
song.
because song for Snippet wasn't on there.
Is this
He
not a love
did
song?
Mission Deluxe.
Is he-
I mean, yeah, it would be a love song because he loves his bitch, which is his pen. So yeah.
right, yeah, right. Just another late night with my bitch. Hey, no, that song go hard though, for real.
Okay.
I like both. I like both
I
songs.
love you, bitch.
Love you, bitch.
Never gonna
No,
stop
not
loving you, bitch.
bitch.
That was cool. So yeah, overall my thoughts. Like I said, I will give this a good 8.5 overall, but like we
Same.
kind of mentioned before, and I mentioned on Twitter, this is pretty low in my Kendrick discography. It would almost be last. I mean, if you want to count Untitled, which I typically don't in the full discography, but if you want to count that, it will probably be right above it. It would probably be right above it, even though I really loved Untitled. I don't know why people didn't, even if it was some throwaways, but I actually like that project. But yeah, I'll probably put it above that in the entire discog.
Really?
Yeah, I would not put this over Good Kid, Mad City. I won't put this over Damn. I won't put this over Mr. Morale, especially after everybody ran back to it and started like really picking apart that and realizing how good that album truly was. Definitely not putting this over TPAB. Never. Even Section 80. No, I'm not putting this over Section 80.
Never ever.
No. But again, I say that, and again, it's going to automatically sound like I don't like this album, but I actually really do. But just in the grand scheme of things, I mean, he has a really good discography, and I like
this mixtape.
I liked every album that he's come out with, every project that he's come out with. But yeah, this will be low for me. It'll be low for me. So what y'all think? Everybody in the chat and you, Chaos and Cammy. Because I don't even know where you stand at Cammy. I mean, you already said you like Good Kid, Mad City, but I'm assuming you will probably put this low as well.
Yeah, for me, I'm really trying not to let like my mind be filled with hate like Kendrick, but
Yeah.
I rank it like this is what I said when I on my stream. I said,
yeah,
going through this whole album, there was like when I listened to Good Kid, Mad City, I listened to Pimp a Butterfly, when I listened to Damn, I don't remember ever saying, oh, I don't really like this one. And so I have to drop it down just based off that alone. Like the fact that there's like songs that I unequivocally do not want to listen to again makes it drop down. Like there are definitely
Can you name them? You remember?
What's it called? GNX.
GNX.
I mean, great example.
That's hands down. Yeah, that's hands down.
But yeah, I just
was Man at the Garden. I probably won't re-listen. Not gonna lie, it's a cool song, but I won't re-listen to it.
Yeah. They say I will let it marinate because that typically has been what we've had to do for a lot of these Kendrick albums. TPAB for sure, like a hell of people marinate on that one. Then and then people came back and had revisionist history and said that was his greatest project. So like I said, I'm not mad at people for thinking that, but like I said, I've seen people trash that album. We literally had somebody at GI said that the album was trash first day. We were like, what the fuck? Like it was ridiculous. I'm like, no. I'm like, we're not gonna let you get away with that just because it sounded different from Good Kid, Mad City. So like I said, I understand people's initial thoughts, and to Cammy's point, when people instantly calling it a classic, I would not call this a classic. I would never say that, especially off a first listen within the first hour or so. That's just ridiculous. But we'll give it some time. We'll give it some more time. But I think I'm not going to change my mind because Kendrick just has a lot of great projects that I just don't see at this point. And even with listening to this some more, I don't see myself ranking this above any of his previous bodies of work.
Yeah, definitely not. I think my closing thoughts are, after reading my Twitter timeline today, not only do I want some of y'all's brains donated to science, I also want your throats donated to science because I have never seen such intense levels of sucking.
Oh, okay.
And I told you. That's crazy. That's insane, actually.
Chaos, where do you rank this personally?
This is up there for me, not gonna lie. Because
Okay.
I was not a big fan of which one was it? Was it
What?
Damn?
Okay. Yeah. Was that
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of
2017,
that
2018?
one.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not even a big Kendrick fan. When you like really think about it and you look at his albums, I didn't like Damn, didn't like Mr. Morale, Black Panther, I hated. Fucking To Pimp a Butterfly, fucking hated that one. Section 80, didn't like. Good Kid, Mad City. I remember he said something about bitches on there. Didn't like that. That shit fucking turned me off.
Oh,
No,
What?
Yeah, you did
Nah,
that.
honestly, no, honestly, GNX it is his lower one, but I feel like when people say that, like to me, it's like a 2A, because all of his other ones are like 1A, 1B for me, because I really like Mr. Morale. I like Damn. To Pimp a Butterfly is gonna be classic, and Good Kid, Mad City is up there too. So I don't. To me, Untitled, that's like a tape for me. I don't really count.
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
interesting
it's lower.
because like I said before, a lot of people don't put that in the full dislike because we know what's throwaways, and I see some people treating this one as such as well. Just going back to our previous conversation, whether we think this is just a mixtape.
But to be fair, even for the Untitled one, Drake had the Dark Lane demo shit. I didn't like. I mean,
He's
not
got
that I
plenty
didn't
of
like. I didn't
he's
count
had
that. I didn't count that as an album.
he's had EPs and stuff. Yeah, so I don't like. Yeah, what do you feel about that, Cameron?
but
Do you also agree with that you don't consider that in Drake full dislike,
Or
like Dark
or
Lane
More
demo
Life with
tapes
like a
and More
playlist.
Life.
yeah, I mean, he called More Life a playlist, Dark Lanes, Dark Demo. Yeah, here's my thing. The fact that I feel like there's some underlying. I'm just gonna say there is. We're listening to this and it's like, oh, Kendrick dropped an album. Kendrick dropped an album. Now that we've had it for a few hours, now it's I think this is a tape and the real one's coming on the way. I think y'all need to have.
All right, but
Here.
hold on. Didn't you just say we doing tricks and gawking on it? So why would we? Why
Y'all
would we?
were.
Yeah, but why
When
would
it
we?
first dropped,
Why
yes,
would
you
we
were.
coping?
Yes, you
Why
were.
would?
Oh my
Yes,
Why
you
god.
were.
would
The
we
whole
go?
time, like, classic. Now it's, it's a tape. Yeah, more's coming on the way. Yeah. Two things
But
can
your
be
argument,
true.
no, your argument does not.
Yes, it does.
Because you're saying we're coping. Coping of what? If it's really great, you're saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna get another good album. That's not coping. That's just saying like, oh, that wishful thinking.
Y'all are literally doing both. The album came out 10 minutes later. Y'all are saying it's a classic. Now, a few hours have passed. Now you're saying it's a tape. You literally did both.
But you were just about to say we're coping. We were like,
You are.
you can't cope.
You can do
can't-
both.
That
I just explained it. When the
it's
album
wishful
first
thinking.
came
I could
out,
agree with you.
y'all
It's
were
wishful
calling it a
thinking.
classic. Now it's, I wouldn't rank it above XYZ, but the real one's on the way. That's literally what.
No one in here couldn't call it a classic.
No. What up, Steve?
All right. I gotta explain to Cammy why people are saying that shit, because she doesn't.
All right,
know.
go ahead.
On the
Here we go.
YouTube channel,
Yeah.
There's a snippet video.
I
of
know
a different
exactly
song
why
playing.
people are saying it. The snippet is not on the album. I know exactly why people are saying it. It
Exactly.
doesn't change the fact that people are like, yeah, this isn't the real one. Why could he?
Hey,
why isn't it just two albums then?
Let's go to all the clues real quick. The hard part.
That's not what I'm. You guys are not listening to what I'm saying. Just saying the real. When you're saying something's not the real one, you're implying that it's lesser. Why are y'all acting confused? Why are y'all acting confused? Y'all are not about to gaslight me.
Well, hold on. Why are you?
No, what
acting-
people are saying
why are
is
you acting
another
confused?
album is coming. I don't give a fuck what they saying.
Yeah.
Another album, okay, but some people are also saying, yeah, the real one's
Other
coming.
project.
This is the tape, and the album's coming.
Who gives a
Other,
fuck
who
what they say is real?
They should mops anything Drake's put
What
out
the
there.
thing-
That's
thing people are
bullshit.
saying.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit. That's
Mixtape or an
bullshit.
album. It don't matter what you put the
No,
title on
you
it.
don't know shit. All
right.
Look out.
Let's look at the
They
clip.
said that shit. Another one is coming because of a snippet video, not because it's ass.
And let's look at the hard part 6 is on this project.
Because you're
What
trying to
other-
say like they
what
think
other
it's
album
ass,
has
and
the
they
heart on
don't
it?
think it's real. They're saying another
Yeah.
one's coming because of a
I'm
snippet.
saying.
I see what Cammy is trying to say, though. I see what Cammy is trying to say.
Nah. Fuck all that shit.
Trying to
Zero
I see what
head-
she's trying to say.
zero
I don't
head
agree
bump.
with it,
Y'all
but I see
are-
what she's trying to say.
It's subconscious, y'all. Oh my God.
We're
JG
saying,
does, I think.
saying that that it's not as good or not what they expected. It's underwhelming, and we're gonna get the real album is coming later.
Y'all don't see the problem of like day one. Y'all are like, yeah, the real one's coming.
You do
Day
know
one?
it's still day,
Day
one, right?
Okay.
Come on.
Y'all are just committed to misunderstanding my point. If y'all day one, y'all are like, yeah, next one's coming.
Well, if people are saying
Okay.
another thing, people could be saying if a real one, this one has a lot less. It's a lot less or a lot more straightforward, I should say.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is compared to his other albums, is like not
Like
structured.
this, he literally tells you what he's doing. Like even the most fucking like what's the word I'm looking for? Like reincarnated. He literally tells you what he was doing at the end of the song. He literally says, "Yeah, I just retold the double story to myself." Like this
Man,
is the most straightforward album he's ever done.
That clip also
So-
does mention.
So if people say a real one, they mean like a real fucking head scratcher, fucking damn, I'm telling a story backwards the whole time type shit. Or
Shit.
This one
fucking
was
You gotta
not.
read this shit sideways.
T-Pab, I'm reading a fucking poem to you.
You gotta
about my
read this
fucking
shit
life.
upside down while you're backwards, bro.
That could also be what they
You
mean
keep
by
saying,
real.
don't say y'all. Let me read right here where I said bookmarking all the tweets of people doing tricks on it. And Chaos said, bookmark my tricks because this bumped it.
Hey, he did ass though. He did ass.
What?
Don't
Hey,
listen,
hey,
y'all.
did
Y'all
I-
are not gonna gaslight me today.
Did I come in here saying, "Hey, this shit is ass"? No, I said this shit
Yeah,
bump it.
you
too.
talking like it's ass.
Come on, man.
I'm
Stand
gonna
on
keep
business.
saying y'all until y'all stop saying y'all about Drake people.
Nah, fuck that shit. There's a
No,
gentleman.
that shit
Nah.
on, nigga. That shit
Man.
on.
No, y'all.
That shit on, bro.
All right, I would have asked the room about another thing that I said, and again, I know Cammy, you said that your algorithm doesn't show you a lot of this stuff, but I have seen a lot more crashing out by the people in the Drake camp than people in the Kendrick camp. Have you seen this, and do you think there's any validity to that? And if so, why do you think that is?
What do you consider a crash out?
A crash out is literally saying, hey, F you, I'm going to find your address. I want to beat you up because you have a different opinion than mine. And you were talking about my
gonna
Lord and
sign you
Savior
up
Drake,
to-
Yeah,
Aubrey Graham.
that's the literal old fashioned definition of crash out.
Yeah.
Or constant a
Nothing
constant barrage of tweets directed at somebody.
The barrage of tweets is from both sides because when I tell you, like, I'm gonna read this. Actually, I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
read
can I
this.
see something? Can
No,
I?
no, go
I
ahead.
would like.
I'm
I
not
want to.
gonna
I
read it.
want to see
I'm
some
not gonna
evidence
read it 'cause I
on.
don't want this to come out my mouth. I'm going to.
I want to see some evidence on the other side.
Send it to
too.
me.
I'm gonna
I'll
I want
put
to see.
it
I
up.
want to see some evidence on the other side.
I already.
Of people. Yeah, I got it. I'm getting
Yeah.
my bookmarks.
Okay.
Kendrick is the official artist of #1 hits on Apple Music. Okay, cool.
Scroll. Someone said, let me just pull these up. Hold on. Gotta open a new tab. Sorry, I'm not a pro streamer, y'all. Hold on. Let's look at this one right here. No Kai, no AK, no promo, no duck lips. Just high quality artistry on display yet again. Why are we acting like promo makes something
Is that a crash out?
That's your crash out example.
That's not a
Yeah.
crash out
I'm
at
bringing up
all.
slurping. Okay, let me.
Okay, that's like I'm
Oh,
talking
you
about
oh
crashing
my
out.
god, we was
Cammy.
talking
That
about
was-
crashing out,
Bro, that was not a slurp. That was a fucking. That was
that
a
was
handy.
a slurp.
That was a handy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Just-
That's
That-
not a
that was-
crash. That's not a crash out.
That is
Cammy.
not a crash out. And that was warranted. That's
It
warranted.
may be delusion to you, especially since it's super early, but that's not a crash out.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor,
That's
Cammy.
funny.
Go to Kendrick's Twitter and
not
read the
going.
last 5 tweets.
No.
Mm. And then see what they're saying under there.
Generational. Just generational, man.
What? Okay, I want to see the examples of Drake crash outs then because
Hold on, I'm about to show you some because it was one. It was one that I was
crash
like,
out.
bro.
He's saying he's gonna pull up on him.
Yeah, Let me pull up this one. And again, it's all because of someone's opinion. I'm like, bro.
Oh no.
That intro, Jesus
All right, this
Christ,
dude-
top 5 intro of all time.
This dude said,
I like that. intro.
of course, it always goes after Southside Gun because nobody likes him on Twitter. But this man said, yes, and I'll really smack the shit out of you in real life. We don't gotta take this on the internet. See, I argue with a bitch on the internet, but I go
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
up. I go fuck up a bitch ass little boy like you. So you let me know what's up. And he said he's in Orlando. Ain't nobody tough in Orlando. Y'all cannot convince me that there are tough niggas in Orlando, and I live here. Come on now. Y'all ain't tough like that compared to the rest of the US, and compared to the rest of the world. This person said, and I was like, okay, like, can we please be for real? This person said, this isn't a crash out, but this is just pure delusion, Cammy. This person said GNX is Midrix.
I knew you were gonna bring up this.
Okay, you saw it, right? It's Midrix.
I saw it because of you.
As an album as stale as a 6-month-old broccoli and as effective as Ambien at putting you to sleep. The lifeless beats and hollow lyrics reek of desperation, and even Pitchfork admits it's a failure. But Kendrick fans, they're out here hyping this disaster like it's the second coming of Good Kid. Spoiler, it's not. This is the worst album of the 21st century. A pretentious mess. This nigga said pretentious. A pretentious mess that marks the official end of Kendrick's so-called greatness. By January 1st, GNX will be forgotten. This is the same thing he said about Mr. Morale. Left to rot alongside his career while the rest of us move on to artists who actually deliver. And this is why I said, are we talking about music? Are we being fair about music, or are you just trying to get engagement? Because there is no way that you think like this. Cammy wouldn't even say this. You cannot like the album, and you would never say anything like this, Cammy. I wholeheartedly believe it. You would have to have a lot of hate in your heart to say something like this.
You didn't see her reaction.
I didn't see it, but I don't think she would ever say this. I don't think she would ever say
some
this.
crazy shit about SZA song. She said
Mm.
that shit was boring. Don't wanna fucking play that shit next to me. I was like, damn, bro.
That's not what I said.
I have the clip.
You have the
Oh,
clip. Okay.
oh wow, you already deleted the clip. That's insane. Look at you.
This person's in the OVO community, so that's fitting. Again, we're not accepting anything that you say is valid here.
I think it's not. If I had known we were gonna pull up Crash Out for Crash Out, I should have had tweets ready to go of people's reaction to when Drake dropped, because
Yeah, my bad. I kind of put you on the
amount
spot
of
here, so I
hate-
wasn't. Yeah,
the amount of hate that we had, like. But I already put up the tweet that I saw.
Or were they
You
gonna
just-
pull up to the crib and duke it out? I don't
I'm
know.
sure there was.
I don't know.
Actually, no, there was. What's his username? I blocked him though, because he was annoying. But there was two, like, it was like a Kendrick stan and a Drake stan going at it on my timeline. They were DMing and trying to dox each other and all this stuff. So it's definitely on both sides.
Of course, the same person is is copy pasta on Twitter. So again, this is, as he kind of switched it up a little bit, but GNX isn't just a flop. It's Kendrick's public admission that he's done. The beats are dead on arrival. The lyrics are hollow sermons, and the energy non-existent. And then of course mention Pitchfork again. Even Pitchfork couldn't sugarcoat its lack of ambition. But Kendrick fans are still hyping this mess up like it's groundbreaking. Newsflash, it's not. It's embarrassing. I'm like, this is like bot behavior right here. Drake fans enjoyed the show. Kendrick tried to compete and tripped over his own ego, while Drake hits "Run the World." Kendrick delivered an album that sounded like it was recorded in a library at 2 a.m. Stale broccoli has more flavor than this. Why? Again, we're talking about broccoli. Is this all because of what we thought the song was going to be called? Because I'm like, I've seen multiple people say that this was broccoli. Let's face it, GNX is the end of Kendrick's myth. By January 1st, even his most delusional fans will quietly move on, realizing their so-called king had been dethroned for good. Kendrick's reign is over, and it ended with a whimper, not a bang. Like, what are we doing here? This is crash out behavior.
Why are they trying to type like they write articles or some shit?
Like, this is crazy. Like, I can't. Like, I don't know how people have the time to do this. That's why I said this is bot behavior. Like, are you using ChatGPT? That's what it sounds like. I don't know. I don't know why they can't just have some sense and appreciate we have new. That's what I'm saying. Like, we've gotten away from the music. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. We've gotten away from the music here.
Yeah, the current landscape of social media, bro, is kind of crazy. It's all agendas.
Let me see, because this person kept mentioning Pitchfork. Did Pitchfork already review this?
I guess so.
Let's see. Let's look at what Pitchfork said. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Listen, I'm gonna just say this now. For all the people that are like, oh, numbers don't matter, which I agree. But watch, if this whatever y'all want to call it, EP, album, tape, does well, then it's gonna be Kendrick was number one. Y'all are gonna talk about the numbers for 10,000 years.
It's gonna go both ways.
I know. I said that too.
If it doesn't do
like,
good, y'all gonna be like, oh shit, it's not.
Right,
Kendrick
exactly.
fans are the main ones who talk about how they don't care about numbers.
But you know why they're saying that, right? Because they're reacting to what Drake stans have said, and their number one guzzler, academics, always points out numbers.
Always
points out numbers.
Up the numbers.
I don't want to be associated with that.
But unfortunately, I know you don't want to be. I know you don't want to be because you don't like him, and you kept that stance. You haven't liked him for years, but he unfortunately is the loudest voice in the camp, and you can't get away from it.
We don't claim him.
No,
all right,
it don't matter.
It don't
He told to trade more than you. That's Drake. Drake didn't claim that nigga.
Yeah, so
he leaked them business through him.
Yep, he definitely was part of his.
He didn't go through OVO Cammy.
He should have.
He should have. That's funny. Yeah. So I don't.
That nigga's official.
I don't see anything going here that Pitchfork is saying is bad. Like, this isn't even a review here. Like, I don't think they reviewed this too early. Hold on. Maybe this is. Hold on. Let me see this. No, this is just for the individual tracks. Like, I don't know. That's why I said that's bot behavior there. But like I said, I've seen way more Drake crash outs than I've seen Kendrick. I would love to see some Kendrick crash outs. So if you see some, please link me when you find them. Like some true crash outs, Cammy. Not the people who are being delusional.
I got you right now.
Okay. This is what I want to see.
I had both their names muted since like May.
Pull this one up.
Yeah, has Axe had anything? Did he fire up a stream today?
He did.
I wouldn't know.
He did.
This man still talking about he's still talking about Diddy. Okay. He did 11 hours ago. But yeah, he ain't tweeted though.
He gave Kendrick his props though, I would say.
All right, let's see this one.
Yeah, pull it up.
Cammy, I don't think we're understanding the definition of crashing out.
This is for what we have today. This is considered crashing out in my eyes.
That's not crashing out.
This is not crashing out.
That actually happens.
For those who can't see, said Kids of the More album go maybe walk around with a boulder all day.
I'm
not gonna lie, when it dropped.
There's a difference between crash out and glaze.
Yeah, this
Right.
is just glazing.
What are you
Like this is
talking
just, this is extra.
That's
what
why
I'm doing.
that's why we were arguing when you said we were just fucking coping.
Like there
feel like-
are a lot of people that cope, and have been coping ever since it started. Cammy, I totally agree. There are a lot of people who are delusional on the Kendrick side. That I totally agree with. There's no arguments there.
Y'all started out glazing. You came up for air. That's what I think happened.
Came up for air.
Yep.
Or niggas saw a snippet with a different song and came to their own conclusions.
And started coping.
Oh,
You heard that GNX song, you were like, yeah, this is one. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Look, man, here go another crash
One
out.
song out of 12. I've seen Drake go 2 for 22 before. We ain't about to.
Here you go.
Bad song
See?
for bad song.
Here you go.
Look,
we ain't about to go bad song for bad.
But here
song.
you go, Cammy. This is another one. This is another one that I screenshotted, and this is from Cuffs. I ain't seen Cuffs in forever. Like this is a Twitter OG who is a known glazer. Like he's been a glazer for LeBron since I can remember.
I don't even know who this person is.
And I'm saying it's a Twitter OG. It's a Twitter OG.
Ain't that nigga
said,
like nah?
He is. He's affiliated too. He's affiliated too, which is why this makes sense.
That's another fan.
It is another fan. This is like Maul. This is another Maul here.
I ain't talking about that type of fan.
No.
Yeah. No, guy got called doing that shit too. Yep. And somehow still around. It's weird. But again, crash out a tweet. This is a true crash out, Cammy. Said this album is deep fried mediocrity. They said, "Are y'all mad at me for not liking these ventriloquist raps? Man raps like 39 different rappers on this album, man. When Sue Surf coming home? We need bars. Free the wave." And then somebody said, which is another Twitter OG. He said, "Not tapping into that new Kendrick until later on tonight when I roll something up and pour something up. It's God intended." He quote tweeted, "Album weaker than a gas station fitted hat you be wearing." Then he tweeted, "This album is toilet stew with extra baby carrots." Then he said, "I don't care what Ebro gotta say or that other dude look like Grady from Sanford and Son. This is a crash out. This is a slew of tweets. Why do you have to tweet this much about an album? Either you like it or you don't like. We know you don't like it, nigga. We know."
Is it considered a crash out when y'all bring up Drake and his fans unprompted?
When we bring up stuff unprompted, it's usually a reaction. It's not just bringing it up.
JG, I bookmarked this tweet specifically for this moment right here because you tweeted. Let me find it. Hold on.
Got your
You.
I know it got me. Yes, you got me. What I say?
And I felt like it was bait, so I ignored it.
Oh man.
Hold on. Let me find it.
What I say?
Let me find it. Where is it? See? This is the Grammy nominations list just dropped. Good topic to talk about. Make the Drake stands mad all over again. Who gives a fuck about the Grammy?
They did.
He said delete the tweet. Who gives a fuck about the Grammy? See that? That's the shit I'm talking about.
You got me on that. That's funny though.
My dueling alarm's going off. That's the shit that y'all always do.
I'm not gonna lie. Drake stands are fun to bully. Especially after the L, bro. I can't lie to you.
Sometimes I like to rob. Sometimes I like to rob people
bullying, bro.
Sometimes I like to rob people up. I'll admit that.
That's one tweet instead of 10 in a row like that last.
I know. Yeah, I would never do that. That's kind of that's mad OD. It's mad OD. But like I said, this is what I'm talking about, though. These are two good examples. I'm waiting on the better example, Gabby. Once you find that better example of a Kendrick saying crashing out like that, and then we can talk.
Fair because
Cammy, you gonna have plenty of examples when Drake finally drops. So just gear up.
Yes, you might be right. You might be right.
I'll have them ready.
Ain't no funny thing.
There's no reason technically right now for them to crash out, but they definitely were during the beef.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, like I said, I've seen both sides kind of get a little extra. They're all extra. All of them are extra. There's a lot of parasocial and symbiotic relationships going on. But like I said, I've seen more Drake stands like legit crash out, like I want to fight you type stuff. than Kendrick fans, because Kendrick fans just stay in delusion and on their conspiracy. I got my aluminum foil hats on about everything,
Yeah.
rather than like getting upset about what a Drake fan has to say to them. So a lot of it is in defense. Like this reminds me of, and again, Kevin, you might not like this, but this reminds me of iPhone users. Every time a new feature comes out, and then an Android user says, "Hey, like we've had that feature first," because everybody's getting all excited. So then there's a reaction back and forth. Yeah, but that's exactly what it is, right? It's not Android fans getting upset at what an iPhone
Yes, it is.
fan. No,
Y'all
it's not.
crash out every year.
But why would we
crash
be
out.
mad?
Yeah,
why would we be mad at features that we've had for
my
years?
God.
That doesn't make any sense, Cammy. Why would we be mad at
crash out
y'all?
every single year? in
No.
Crash
September,
out
every
about
year.
what?
Exactly. Crash out about what?
You'll feel the need to tell everyone that you had stuff first. We don't care.
Huh?
But Cammy, it's a reaction to how
It's a reaction
y'all
to people gas it up.
exactly.
It-
It's always been that way for over a decade now.
It don't.
All
y'all
right.
do it before the.
All right.
Like y'all do
No,
it
we
literally
don't.
before the features even come out yet. Okay, I'm gonna get on. I'm taking note of all these things. I'm gonna start.
You know what?
bookmarking
Cammy has a point. I'll say that Cammy has a point.
I'm gonna start
Because even with the
everything.
reaction shit, you could say the same shit for like that Cuff dude, that his reaction of Kendrick dropping. It's just a reaction at the end of the day. Now if it was like a fucking random fucking Tuesday and he didn't drop, yeah.
I mean, yes, it is. Yes, it is a reaction. Yes, it is. But still, it's not. But it's you see what caused it though. It's not like, oh my god, like yeah, it's not a random Tuesday and you just feel like crashing out on Kendrick. But yes,
Yeah.
it's still a crash out at the end of the day.
Though, is like this is the perfect
What a way.
actually comparison because it's like, okay, all your Kendrick fans are enjoying the album, or I shouldn't say stands, fans are sitting there enjoying the album, and then in your example, you have the one Drake fan in the corner crashing out. It's the same thing where all the Apple people are enjoying the keynote, having a good time, and then you got the one Android nigga in the corner talking about, well, we had that already actually, so we don't care. Like, go away. It's the same thing.
Oh my god. Yes, there are some people that do that, but again, I think it's due to a decade long of iPhone users acting like whatever feature that they have is brand spanking new, and that it's literally the best because it's on an iPhone compared to Android features that we've had for years.
I think
never
it's pretty
bragged
well
about.
documented at this point, though, that it's not. Apple has never cared about doing things first. They just care about doing things right. Word to Drake.
I mean, it is true. That is true, but still, it gets annoying, and it's been annoying when you act like a new feature that you all got because it's new to y'all. That means that it's the best.
Well, just like when y'all say y'all get mad when I say y'all, I don't think y'all should say y'all referring to me because I don't think I've ever claimed that Apple has had something first. I will claim that they do it better, but being first has never been something I cared about.
No, I don't put you in that. I say if the shoe fits, but no, that doesn't apply to you. That doesn't apply to you. So, in any case, just going back to that numbers thing really quick, you know that's going to happen, Cammy. You know 100% that's going to happen. So it's a lose-lose regardless when it comes to numbers. But
it's just annoying because like I think we've had this conversation multiple times because like we all agree like numbers are not the end all be all, but it's annoying to see people picking and choosing when to bring up the numbers to prove their point. Like and
unfortunately,
the
both
argument
ways.
is always, we're just responding, and it's like, no, if you say numbers don't matter, then stand on it. Don't that's how I feel.
Nope. All right. Well,
So, you know what, never mind.
So when Drake gets to bring up numbers, sorry.
How come you don't stand on things, Cammy?
I do.
Nah.
What is that? All right, go ahead, Cam. Let me hear this. Let me hear this.
You want
Go
to?
ahead.
Okay. Let me pull this up real quick because you know I just need to remember what the saying was. Oh, here it is. Okay, let me go to there. No. What? Nah. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So let me just read you this here. All right,
Yeah.
ready? Just another late night with my bitch. Ayy, with my bitch.
It actually
And
goes
I hate
just
even to
another
call her
late
my
night
bitch.
with my
Ayy.
bitch. Eh.
No, I'm
Is
reading the
that
lyrics.
song a love song?
Does it have to be a love song?
That's
See,
what
this
I
what this-
literally said. In
No,
when I
no,
said, I
no.
literally said chaos. I said, I know, like in rap, they say bitch all the time. It's not about that. I don't mind. It just threw me off when
Okay,
you're
how
giving
about
a
okay?
love song and you're calling them my bitch.
Let's get into
I
these
don't.
lines. Let's get into these lines because I love that hoe. Don't even make no sense, man. Is this a love song? Just another late
not,
night with my
Sam.
bitch. What do you mean? Stand on it. Not the certified lover boy. Not that guy saying this.
Oh,
And I
man.
didn't even say. The crazy part is, I didn't even say
Oh,
like
man.
he
Not
can't
the
say
man
bitch.
that
I
be
said it just threw me.
singing to a whole audience of
That's the
women.
same thing when I first heard that song. It threw me off.
Okay, but did you stand on it though?
What
Not,
would be
not the
standing
same
on
man.
it? Saying that both songs threw me off. What is there? What else is there to stand on?
So you're saying that both things are true?
Both
But
things are not.
oh, okay.
You don't be acting the same way, Cammy.
Actually, I mean, I see what
Yeah,
Chaos is saying.
your
I've never seen you
reaction to Drake.
criticize. Yeah, I've never seen you criticize.
Y'all
Yeah,
not
your
gonna like
in
my
the same
answer.
fashion.
Your reaction to Drake and Kendrick are very biased. And
I mean,
the fact that you say
why are we acting
telling
like
other-
this is new information?
no, because you telling people to stand on it. I'm saying,
Yeah.
of course, everything's not gonna be black and white like how you want it. So I'm saying that is unfair to tell people. That is
I don't think
super
so.
unfair.
It's the same thing as certain people can tell jokes to you and other people can't. So I
What?
look at it.
what?
That's interesting.
Yep.
I don't know if that necessarily applies here,
That's
but
like
No, it does for me. Because I'm
yeah,
a
that's your reality,
semi-retired
dude.
Drake fan.
That's
So
your reality.
I obviously, I've never, the thing is that irritates me about this whole conversation is when have I ever tried to act like I don't have a Drake bias?
I mean, you're literally OVO Cammy, so I don't think
Exactly.
anybody.
Like,
I don't
I
think
just don't
literally
get what the
anybody.
point of any of this is.
When you don't, I could tell you a couple hours ago when you were trying to tell me, yeah, I'm gonna try to be unbiased on this Kendrick reaction.
I did say that, yes. I said I'm going to try.
She tried her best.
What's your point,
She
Chaos?
tried her best and failed, Chaos.
You just said when I have ever not. Right then and there when you said
I
"Yeah,
have
I'm
said,
not gonna
when have I not? Okay.
Oh,
I don't get what your point is.
I'm just saying, even if you could tell me, hey, I'm gonna try to go into this unbiased, I know you're not. The whole not
You
bobbing
know
your
what
head.
the word try means?
Yeah, that's
buddy.
fake. Come on, come on. That was never gonna be. You were never
Okay.
gonna drop.
Literally
Oh my
said I
God.
liked majority of the songs.
Look, man, she said she tried.
I don't know what else you want from me.
I commend Cammy for going on stream, first of all, and then listening to the album with everybody. I commend you for that.
No,
You know what it
absolutely.
was.
I
But
just
Kay, I
decided
said,
I'm
but Kay, I
gonna
said
let
you
y'all
were bobbing
troll
your
me for
head.
free
Now
anymore.
what? You bob your head. Now what's up?
Nope. Nope.
You try to not do it.
Yeah, what?
Nope. Not one bob.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right. Before we get into the conversation, since Steve, you in here, what are your overall thoughts on the album and your favorite tracks?
Straight booty.
damn. I don't know. I mean, the thing about this shit, right? I don't necessarily agree with giving like scores and shit like hour
Oh, you
12,
Okay,
You
right,
pussy.
right.
but like I do enjoy it, and I feel like this is literally what people asked for ever since the beef happened. They literally asked like, "Yo, we need this nigga on nothing but West Coast shits, bangers the whole way through," and I feel like it's very straightforward. Enjoyed most of the production on it, besides like that one song, and I feel like it's got like some really good quality like transitions throughout most of the tracks, which I enjoy a lot. I enjoy transitions and key changes and chord changes and all that shit. And very, like I said, very good production, very good lyricism. I think it's I need more time with it, bro. I need more time.
Okay, all right.
I
I'm not gonna
hated
ask you the
that
follow
answer.
up question then. since you
Fuck
said
that
that you gotta
Fuck that
get some more
answer.
time to.
Yeah. Stand on it, bro. What's the score?
Stand on what? Nigga, like,
Classic.
don't ask you. You want me to give a decisive opinion on a piece of art that
Classic
just
or
came
ass?
out, bro?
That's
It's
a segment.
good, bro. It's a
Classic or
good
ass?
album.
Classic
It's
or ass?
That album.
one way or the other. He said no middle ground.
That's the thing
No
about the
middle ground.
internet, bro.
Yeah, that's what they
Niggas want a
want.
decisive answer on a piece of art that just came out 11 fucking hours ago, bro.
Mhm.
Like, nigga, I'm not giving a decisive answer. Like, nigga, it's a fucking piece of art.
I think for me, if I only
that a
listen
nigga
to it
just
once,
put
then
fucking
I can't do that.
what, possibly months or maybe a year into, and you want niggas to decide, like, is it as or good, or is it the greatest thing of all time? I can tell you right now that I like it. That's it.
All right.
Now, since we're talking about stand on business, next time Drake drops, you better have that same energy.
I do.
I'm actually looking forward to this collab album. I like Party.
Which one?
When y'all
just
see me
Drake and
doing
Party.
tricks on the
Party?
timeline, don't say shit.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
Nah, I won't.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
No, because like, what is the grounds for that? Why can't we say anything?
Did I say anything to y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put up a whole stream.
actually, you
You
did.
booted up a whole
Actually,
stream
you
and complained
did.
about niggas doing
Y'all do
tricks on
that.
it.
Y'all do that all the time. The whole beef y'all did. Y'all boot up a whole stream just to talk shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so when we go, so we can spin the
not-
block.
we're not-
According to
we're not-
JG, you want to
we-
talk about the Grammys.
If anything-
talk shit
You
about
saying we
Drake.
should
If
do
we
it?
stand, if anything, we stand on business.
Crazy.
hey, look. I mean, I did pick a side, so I'm standing on it. But I'm not
I
going
didn't
to
pick
say
a
that.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to say that I don't like Drake. I just don't like his recent behaviors. I think it's been very corny, and
I've always
and he does need to have a nice bounce back, music wise. So we shall see what happens with this. I don't know what it's going to sound like, but
He's in his head now.
Y'all didn't give any of the music he
I
dropped
think it
a
can
fair
make good
shot.
music.
hold on.
No,
Yes,
I
I
like
did.
the language part too.
I did. I like No Face.
That song is great.
I like No
Face
Face.
is great. SOD. I listened to
I didn't
it.
like
SOD is
SOD.
kinda-
I didn't like SOD.
SOD is, man.
I didn't like
It's
SOD.
What?
To me,
It's up, it's
SOD is and to me.
See,
like
I
the
think
other
that's
two.
I think we just have completely different tastes in music because SOD is like my favorite out of all of them.
We definitely have
I
different tastes in
like
music. 'Cause
circadian
you like
rhythm
Drake.
the
That's
most.
why.
I like It's Up.
No, but the rest of the stuff he dropped this year wasn't that good. Well, the
His
Family
shit?
Matters shit was good. Family Matters.
Ooh, that's
was
another.
good, but
That's another
everything
question.
else.
Cammy, after the beef, do you think that whatever he dropped after the beef was heavily influenced on what people overall thought about him? You know, claiming that he lost. Do you think that had any sort of emphasis on why those songs didn't chart or didn't hit like he probably thought they would?
Sorry, they just used the sound alert. It threw me off. No, the thing is, he dropped them all for free before they went on Apple Music. So no, I don't think so.
Do you think?
No.
Okay. Do you think that
What
was
is confusing? Hold
do you
on.
think that
What
him
is
dropping
confusing about
it-
what I just said? Chaos.
It's
Okay,
not
go ahead,
confusing. You said all the songs he dropped, but
Yes.
but didn't he drop songs that featured people like that he was featured on? Are we counting those? Because if
like
it
the
wasn't,
Sabrina, what's the name?
yeah,
Sabrina
that
Claudio,
one, that
song?
stupid ass one, that other one that sounded like a joke. What was that
Sexy
Juan
Red.
Delilah? Sexy Red. And
The Wong
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 Wong.
Delilah song was a joke. Don't even start. And then the one
I mean,
with
technically
that
to
white
me,
girl. I don't remember.
to me, all the songs that he dropped were
Yeah,
out of
just
all the
they were
songs
ass.
on the album,
Yeah.
I
that one
laughed
did the
every
best.
single
One with
time
Drake.
they were played.
The thing is, listen, if you want to do that, Camila Cabello,
Cabello.
I don't like yours.
out of all the songs on her, like he can't
I'm not gonna
literally
judge.
pull
I'm not
someone
gonna
out
judge
the
him off
dirt
that one.
and rise them. Like his song on her album did the best out of all of them. Like I just
That's
don't know
not-
what you want from the man.
No, that's not his fault. He can't make shit appealing. But yeah. Then, but the other ones,
I mean, he
the
used
other ones
to.
piss me off.
And
I mean,
the
yeah, he used to
Sexy
be
Red
that
song
gold.
went
Yeah.
crazy
No,
on
he
TikTok.
definitely used to.
so
Yeah, maybe.
I
You said
just
it went
don't know
crazy
what
on TikTok,
it did.
but
And
did
that
it
is a
chart?
big-
Did it chart?
Is that what we?
No, I'm just asking a question because that does matter here. That's why I was asking the question. Like, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
if people didn't overall receive the songs well enough for it to chart, then that means that they
So
overall
do
didn't
charts
do.
matter or not?
I'm asking you a question, Cammy. I don't want you to answer. I don't want you to answer my question with another question. I'm just saying.
fuck that.
I don't care about charts. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't care about charts. I'm saying in the overall spectrum because Drake literally charts with almost every song that he drops. He's been doing it for over a decade now. We know how this goes. So that's why I'm bringing it up. For these songs not charting or not being up there in the top 10, I'm asking you, do you feel like the beef had a play in this as to people's overall reception on these songs post beef that Drake dropped? Whether he did it himself or was featured on these songs.
It was top 10. So I guess.
Which one? The sexy red one or the
Yes.
Camila Cabello?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Sexy red one.
Okay. All right. So minus that one, what did he chart any of the other song that he did?
Camila
solo?
Cabello one. Yeah, that one don't count. And the Gordo one, I don't think that charted.
I forgot about that one too. Yeah, that Gordo song.
I didn't really care for that
I
one.
really
man,
like that one. It grew on me. I'm not gonna lie.
He definitely had some misses when again normally this would be any song that he hops on instantly becomes a hit.
Didn't jump on a Yeet? What was that before?
I don't know if he was on
What was
that
that?
last Yeet album. I don't think he was.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's
He's
still
on
been
This
the
one.
top stream artist every month. So I just don't know where
For
we're
people
going with
listening to
this,
new
be
stuff or
honest.
old stuff.
That's all for old stuff.
Obviously, it's old stuff.
If the new stuff ain't new, well, it's gotta be old stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although the ones were like, I think
Drake
his new-
Drake a legacy act. Oh man, what the fuck?
Nah, his new stuff. I think he just changed. He changed to like a different genre. It's more of a stand-up comedian one because you turn it on, you laugh.
Oh,
You laugh
That
at all the
stand-up
fuck.
comedian.
Yeah, like, cause it's like jokes, like that one with the like I gotta go laugh at that one, you know. It's like, oh shit, that shit.
I
was
did
funny.
laugh at that. I was like, all right.
That shit was
What
funny.
the goal was of that
This is an
song.
unserious nigga, bro.
He really, he a
We
funny
laughed
guy.
at it. We didn't
That's what
listen to
pissed
him.
me off about all that conversation. Like, there's no way thought he was dead ass. There's no
I
way.
mean, music out. Yeah.
I think it was just terrible timing after everything that just transpired. Like again, he needed to read the room, and I think he did just rely on his ego, and he's like, whatever I
Nah, he
do,
read the room.
people are gonna receive it well, and they didn't. They were like,
Yeah, I
yo,
think
I'm
he
still gonna
needed-
call you a PDF file. Like, I don't care what you're doing. This is a freaking joke. You're supposed to come back harder after the beef. You said it's summer vibes, and then we get this crap.
Yeah, the summer vibes up next was kind of.
Oh yeah.
We got sexy
Nah.
red. We got sexy red. That joke and
Matter of fact, now
Camila
that
Cabello.
summer- Yeah, that was
them shits was bad, man.
That was really ass.
Like 100
That's
gigs,
fine.
he tried to, like I said, I like some of those songs from 100 gigs, and like I said, I don't know if that was to his detriment with those solo songs or the songs that he had features on, just because of the way that he dropped it before it ended up going to streaming.
Yeah, he shouldn't have dropped it that way.
I mean, but
That's
they
the
were
thing,
saying
like,
that he wanted to.
That as a longtime Drake fan, that was like people were saying it was a cope, but that was like that's how he used to drop music on SoundCloud for free. So it just felt like it was that era again.
And then they ended up, if I'm not mistaken, some of those songs ended
2018,
up
yeah.
becoming an actual project, like those EPs and stuff, right? Like some of those throwaways.
Yeah.
Talking about
Especially
Care
how-
Package.
Some of them,
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
package and stuff like that. Like some of those songs.
Like trophies.
But people were saying,
bro.
people were saying that he did that because he was trying to, mess with the system, and he didn't want the labels to get involved with that. So he was showing that he can do this another way, like just drop whatever he wanted, which is why he also put those videos and other, older stuff, behind the scenes stuff, on that website. before you
I
couldn't
mean,
download
yeah,
it
like the
anymore.
thing is, also people are like, "Oh, he took it off the website. That must mean the label's told him to take it down." You can go on there right now. You can download it for free. So it's just
You can still do it. Did they
the
allow it again?
yeah, yes, you can.
Okay. Yeah, because
So
I mean,
it's
there was a point though. Like I said, there
recording.
was a point where you couldn't. But yeah, okay, you can download this. Well, you can download the songs. Let me see. Can you download? Okay, never mind. You could download everything again. But yeah, no, there was a period where you couldn't though.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like the constant reporting of, "Oh, you can't download the songs. That must mean da da da," and it's like maybe there was just some
Think it was a glitch and
label
not the label.
copyright issue, and they got it resolved, and it went right back up. Like,
Oh, okay.
just doesn't have to be this deeper meaning to everything.
Yeah, maybe it
But
does.
yeah, I was about to say maybe it
Maybe
does.
it doesn't.
I was about to say
Or
maybe it
maybe
does,
it
but if there is though, like then I think that's something that we
mean,
need to
Does
further
Drake really
discuss
get deep
because
when we really think about it?
What'd you say?
The one time he tried, nobody cared.
Yeah, fucking suck. Nah, I think he just needed a good opening. You know, like stand-up comedians usually have openers. Maybe have one.
oh god.
Gosh.
I
We're playing Call of
think
Duty, but
I think Drake will
Yeah,
be
that's what I was gonna ask.
fine. I think Drake will be fine at the end of the day, but like I said, I think we just have to admit that this year, out of all the years we've seen him just put out whatever and it still ends
I'm
up
actually
charting, people
so
still love
curious to
it.
see my Spotify Wrapped.
oh,
My
I'm
Spotify.
curious to see it too, because it's Drake
My-
related.
That's
Drake,
Oh
fine.
my
because I'm not gonna
god.
lie, Drake
Like
has
it
been
always
in
is.
my top 5 every year.
My Spotify Wrapped is going to look terrible because I'm gonna have so many children songs on there.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
even
lie, mine might be straight West Coast music.
Spotify
Let's
has been
go.
like strictly
Mine is
going
gonna
to my
be
children now. So
Drake, Ariana Grande, and Sabrina.
I'm going to be
Tell you
sharing
right now.
my Apple,
Jesus
whatever
Christ,
they
gang.
want to call it. I'm gonna be sharing my Apple Music.
Sabrina got you.
I'd play the fuck out of that Ariana Grande and Sabrina Carpenter album. I did.
I did. Yeah, got you. I
I'm
love
surprised
that.
Kendrick even cared about Snoop Dogg thing. Of course, why wouldn't he though? Why wouldn't he care about the Snoop Dogg
He
thing?
cares
that's a
about
Snoop.
West Coast shit.
That's a West Coast legend, bro. And
He
Snoop
gave
playing both
him the stamp.
sides.
Yeah, like, you can't do that. So it's what it is. But this was a good conversation though. It was a good conversation. I got some more
Yeah,
perspective.
it didn't have to be a debate.
No, I was just that's COE.
It
That's
did.
COE right there. But Chaos, that's why I'm glad that Chaos came here because he spiced things up a little bit.
Yeah,
No, he just does
I
the
know
most
I know my job.
Yeah, pretty much.
to instigate.
Yeah, this is what
Exactly.
Chaos does. This is what Chaos does.
I like Drake. Yeah, I just like to talk shit. So it's kind of easy to talk shit on a Drake fan. Not gonna lie.
That's great.
I told you, bro. It's not that niggas be crashing out on Drake thing. This is just they fun to
Drake,
make fun of, bro.
okay, don't take this personally if you're in the chat, but Drake fans remind me of back in the day how Ace used to get when we used to bait him.
Oh
Like,
man,
yeah.
oh
Just
that,
get
that's
triggered
OD.
and
It
Yeah.
just
bite on
get
everything.
triggered. Easy trigger, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing on GNX is better.
He ignores
than
everything
Lamar,
now.
You don't even have to
man.
say nothing about Drake. You just have to bring up Kendrick name and they
Yeah.
ready to go.
See, I feel like people expect me, like, I think if this would have happened about 5, 6, 7 years ago, y'all probably would have gotten what crashing out, screaming.
So you say you're
all that.
you're
I'm
more mature now.
semi-retired. I'm semi-retired.
You're mature.
Semi-retired.
Okay.
Damn, CM Punk is back, Steve.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
What does this mean for LeBron's legacy?
Absolutely nothing.
Anyway, y'all trying to play some Call of Duty or what?